The Rap Roundtable.
Ah, yes. The Rap Roundtable. Another Monday Night Raw epic on the way. No special guest this week, just you guys. Not sure yet if Macito's going to make it. He's dealing with some family things. Hopefully we get him. If not, salute to our brother Macito. But you still got us. It's your boy Jav here alongside Cicera Rap Snob, alongside our returning Deanie the Balance Rap Roundtable. Hit the like button. Stop what you're doing right now, everyone. Whether you're watching live, whenever you press play, stop what you're doing. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, hit the notification bell, log in to All Things Rap Roundtable. Hit the like button. Stop what you're doing and hit the like. Don't be stingy with that like. Even if you disagree with what we say, don't be too emotional to hit the like button. We still talking about things that you want to see. We're talking about the things that you want to hear us talk about. You know what I mean? Let's not get caught up in the agree cast. If you want to be part of the agree cast, there's other podcasts out there. If you try to have bills, get a little heated, shit like that, right here. You heard? You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
Me, L. Justice saying back to being on roundtable time. I see. I mean, we was early one time, and I said last week when I was early, I'm gonna go back to being late because y'all ain't appreciate it. Y'all thought I was fucking joking. You know what I mean? As soon as we put got something to say when we was on time. So we go back to what we normally do, getting our affairs in order because we all working men with families and lives. So things have to be in order before we can press, play on that live. You heard?
Facts.
See, today says we need a Rob Markman interview. You gotta talk to Rob about that. I'm not sure how that's gonna play out. Nevertheless, hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, hit the notification bell. Got a lot to talk about. You know what I mean? We got a lot. What happened, son?
No, man. Let's go on with the regularly scheduled program, man.
Right?
I must have missed the joke. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
I mean,
you gotta talk to Rob about that. It ain't us. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, hit the like button. We got a lot to cover. J. Cole doing a promo tour for the Fall Off. Lost in all of the noise. Lost in all of the noises. This is part of his promo tour. He's doing his interviews, etc., etc., etc. This is the media run. He's not doing the thing where you drop the album and vanish. Shout out to the Clips for showing guys it's still cool to do extended rollouts, touch the people, do media. Cole already touched the people. Shout out to Cole for doing the car tour. Even if Sin was hating on it, it was still a great idea to go out there and touch the people.
Oh, I'm the only one that was hating on it?
Bro,
you're gonna put it all on me, bro?
Yeah, we are. In fact,
it was a little performative, but when Sin's on Go Time,
going in about his car and his outfits, like yes, we're putting it on you.
Sin on Go Time is on Go Time.
But nevertheless, guys, y'all saw the clips, linked up with Nadeska, talked about the thing. The Cameron interview drops in full tomorrow, but the clips rolled out today. Well done by the team over there, talking about the thing. So, do we want to get right into talking about him talking about the thing?
Of course. What else are we here for?
All right. Hit the like button, people. Let's get into it. So, Cicera Rap Snob, he links up with Nadeska. He's talking about his relationships with Kendrick Lamar. He's talking about the album. He's laying the whole thing out. What were your initial because I know you're probably gonna kick us back. And let's start.
Wait, why would you assume that of me?
I said we, not you, we.
Oh, we. All right.
Before
I'm trying not to.
Let's talk about the positive takeaways from that interview.
Well, and there's a few, and you were preceding it with, we're gonna kick his back and or whatever. But I wanted to come into this with positive vibes. You know what I mean? I wanted to be on my J. Cole shit. You know what I mean? Just positive vibes. I love everybody. You know what I mean? I don't want to make nobody mad. Don't be mad at me. Why are you being mad at me for? I'm just a good guy here. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be a good guy, nice guy. Do the right thing. You know what I mean? Shouts to Spike
Lee. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Love and hate. I'm all love. You know what I mean? Anyway, no. So the positives. Let me take a quick sip of the Bev. I like the fact that he went to prominent hip hop figures, journalists. You know what I mean? Prominent hip hop platforms. He didn't go the white route. He didn't go the streamer route. He went to Nadeska, a prominent figure in
He
hip
didn't
hop
go somewhere
journalism.
where they would dick ride for 2 hours. You could say it, Sin. You could say it.
I mean, right?
She's a big fan,
but,
but
I
she
mean,
kept it.
no. But what I'm saying is that like he respects the culture enough to not disrespect the culture and go, with like Bobby Altoff or some shit like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Ross
Or
type shit.
XQC or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? One of them guys.
Yeah.
So he's not on that vibe. So I appreciate that. You know what I mean? He went to Nadeska. He went to Cameron, right? On Cameron's show.
Killer.
And I love the fact that he, he came through on the promise that he made Cameron. You know what I mean? So on that front, I'm like, yeah, he's a guy of his word. He's honorable. That's his kind of his brand, his image, and he's living up to that. I love that. You know what I mean? I could also appreciate the candor of the interviews. He didn't really shy away from the questions. They weren't necessarily, the easy. I mean, all right, Nadeska's interview was a little soft, Cameron came a little bit more direct. A little bit, Cameron was, man to man. Come on, let's talk. So I appreciate that. But still in all, like, there's one of those situations where like I can appreciate the candor, I can appreciate the honesty of it all. He was willing to answer the questions, but the actual answers that we're getting, I don't know, they still don't quite sit right. You know what I mean? Like they still, like the explanations that he's giving, the whole accounts, you know what I mean? Like a couple of times it was a little bit like TMI, like, why are you talking about your wife crying? Why are you bringing her into the conversation? Like she has nothing to do with this. You know what I mean? Like this is your situation. Like you put yourself here. Why are you bringing other people, your family into the conversation? I don't know. I just thought she has nothing to do with this. Don't bring her up, right? And then to the Cameron side of things, I don't know, like, so Cam was asking him, are you still, what's the relationship like with Drake and Kendrick? And all he could really say was, they're good with me, on my side of things is cool. But he couldn't really say anything about what, the other side of the fence, right? And to me, that makes me feel like, yeah, like you're the good guy who just loves everybody. Like you don't hold a single, a single like bad feeling, but it still sounds like they don't fuck with you over there. You know what I mean? Drake's side don't really fuck with you. Kenny's side probably don't really fuck with you. And it sounds like when you try to text them, they probably leave you on red. You know what I mean? So it again, on the one hand, I appreciate the honesty and the candor, but it doesn't change anything in terms of perception to me. And I think that's the thing about it, is that, I was hoping to listen to him and listen to his accounts and be like, oh, I see what you're saying. I see why you did, but none of that happened, right? So it's like his explanations of what he was feeling, and again, I can appreciate that. And it's not for me to understand, it's just for him to understand. But a lot of people wanted to come away with a better understanding, and I don't think people, from what I'm seeing, I don't think a lot of people really came away with a much better understanding. Honestly, I see more people saying, just kind of shut up about it. You know what I mean? Stop talking about it. It's been 2 years. And that's the thing that I've been saying for a really long time now, is that J. Cole specifically is in a really tough situation where, on the one hand, people want answers for what transpired and the actions that he took. But then when they get those answers, they don't really like those answers, right? And so it's a very lose-lose situation. That's the situation that Kenny put him in. Honestly, like I could see how Kenny looked at Drake and said, I know the route he's going to take. And he looked at Cole and said, he's not ready for this smoke. And he took out two birds in that one battle. You know, to this day, like Cole hasn't been the same, and he's still trying to explain things a way that he can't really seem to do. Not in any effective way, at least. You know, again, he can tell you how he felt, but as far as like making us understand it, I still don't understand it. I don't.
Very, very tough situation J. Cole has kind of placed himself in as far as the entirety of the history beyond the battle and the song making, all these things. I think this is tricky. They need a balance. You know, you've had a lot going on recently.
Yeah,
you know? Get in your miles in, if you will.
Yes.
What are your thoughts? I know you've seen the interviews, you've seen the clips that are going stupid viral. Like right now, J. Cole might be the most clickable he's ever been in his career, quite frankly. You know, and I'm not saying that to be disrespectful because the Cole fans be so hypersensitive. What I'm saying when I say he's just the most clickable he's ever been, I'm just saying that right now he is the hot topic in hip hop. Just him, nobody else. It's him. You know what I mean? Full ISO for J. Cole. With this situation, what were your takeaways on the interview and J. Cole's point of view of everything?
But Sin called it. I'm more confused than I was before he answered any questions. I think I was actually the specific guy saying, I would love to hear what happened the day of the apology. And I'm saying, what'd you have for breakfast? Like, what was the day? How'd you get your day started? And as I listened to him explain it, I was like, yo, like, this nigga's a weirdo, bro. And I say that as a nigga you know me, bro. I'm Captain Peace. I love a good peaceful vibe. You know what I'm saying? But I just felt like there's too much turmoil you battling within yourself, my nigga. Like, you saying that you're doing this on your own accord because you don't want to make nobody else. But it's like everything he's trying to do within this shit is flipping upside down and just slapping him in the face. Now, to me, I'm thinking, hey, if I'm gonna apologize to a nigga and we gonna quell all this whole beef, and got the whole hip hop looking at me crazy, I'm thinking we probably still should talk, right? You know what I'm saying? I should probably hit up the guy who I basically apologized for and got me looking crazy. To hear after all of that, y'all niggas still ain't on some type of report. Like if nothing else, bro, I feel like Kendrick kind of owed the call. Like, bro, you look stupid for me, bro. You my nigga though. I would have did that for you. But shout out to you for being the bigger man. Hey, you want to come over to the house to eat some chat? Like what, something. So to see that after all this, bro, you're still on the outskirts. That shit is it's almost like Drake and Kenny's almost too tough for this nigga. And that's a weird fucking explanation. But it just like Drake seems like he's on his fuck this guy too. Kendrick, after all of that, don't even seem like he's even fucking with you. It just like, what was all of this for, bro? Like this is really just to save his emotions and his mindset. What was like that shit just don't make sense to me. My thing is, if me and Sin is at war and I apologize, Sin, my nigga, I gotta be at dinner with the Coquito. I gotta get the invite, my nigga, because now we back on. So to still be on whack ass terms after all of that, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole crying to your lady and shit, bro. Like, yo, my nigga, I've never had. It's like a salad, you know. You should enjoy it. It's good for you. But you don't want that shit. That's the way I feel about this nigga, bro. I feel like I'm supposed to agree with all the shit he's doing in mindset of being a decent human, bro. But if that's being a decent human, bro, keep it. I don't like it, my nigga. The energy behind it, everything is just making me uncomfortable. While he's explaining everything, it doesn't sound like you're explaining it for us, bro. You sound like you're explaining it for you. Like you're trying to understand why you made the decisions that you made. I don't like it, bro. I don't like the feeling I get behind it. I'm looking at him. All I keep seeing is D1. He just keeps transforming into D1 in front of my eyes.
You feel that too, right?
Bro, I can't help it, bro. I can't help it. It's just uncomfortable. That's the best way I could describe it. Shout out to the Deska. Who better to talk to than someone that loves your music? She been there since day one. You know what I'm saying? So she's gonna ask you some questions, but she's not gonna put her foot in your back, my nigga, for questions that people really. I hope Cam do. You know, and even the shit with Cam, the whole shit with Cam is looking kind of funny to me now too. You know what I'm saying? Because we gonna
get there. You don't gotta do the full breakdown right now. We gotta walk this situation down, my brother.
Yeah, the whole shit just weird to me, Jav. It don't feel like Jav. If me and you don't fuck with each other, bro, me and you we gonna talk how we talk, and when we link back up, we gonna link. I'm gonna be right there at the party on the grill with the jerk chicken. You know how we give it. I just don't see what's the point of apologizing and then you still on the outskirts like a nigga that didn't apologize. Like, what did the shout out to the Jarv? How many Jarv? How many thousand?
52,000.
I can't get a phone call or hang out after I get dogged in front of 52,000. I can't get a come to the West Coast and let's crip walk it up for the I can't get nothing for the fact that they're still not cool after all of this, bro. It's just weird to me. Weird.
You know what, bro? And I'm not really trying to be on that kind of time, B. I don't consider this a back kick. Let's be clear. This is just me being an adult. Look, we're all super adults now. You know what I mean? We're not kids anymore. In fact, we got life experiences. We've had fallouts with people. We've been through things where we've been on the right side or the wrong side of the fallout. You get what I'm saying? This is just another chapter in J. Cole's life. And depending on who you ask, he might be on the wrong side of this fallout, you know? But I guess for me, I threw the little clip out there, you know what I mean? And I mean what I said. Shout out to him for even allowing the question to be asked. I don't want this to come off like, because people ran in the comments like, oh, yeah, there's a chance they hate J. Cole, whatever. And it's like, we could defend ourselves as the rap round table and say, go back 2021, go back 2022, 2023, shit. Go back up until he dropped 7-Minute Drill. Because when Mike Delete later dropped, we was geeked. We all were on the clock and we were stopping what we were doing to make sure we reacted to him putting out a Lucy. Before we knew Mike Delete later was a thing, the music video with the nigga riding the bike and rapping and shit, we was reacting to that. We was fucking with Cole. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. People don't remember all of that, the selective memory, you know? So it's like, when I see all of this now, and it's like I commend them because sometimes people make messes and they refuse to step into the fire of the mess that they made. They make the mess, they disappear for a minute, which he did. He dropped the album, and the thing was, at the time, he dropped the album, he didn't address anything. He threw some little loose shots, we heard it, you know what I mean? But he kept it moving. And I was just telling Drake 2 weeks ago, yo, take the J. Cole approach. Don't even address it. Like, people have moved on. J. Cole's showing you that things can go away if you force it to go away. Even if us as heads, because there's a clear division. There's the J. Cole fans, there's the hip-hop heads, there's the Kendrick fans, there's the Drake fans. There are different factions within this shit. And there's some kind of crossover, like Sincere is a Kendrick fan who's also a head. So his opinions are two-tone in that as a head, he's disappointed. And as a Kendrick fan, he got to defend his God. We got to respect that, right? So I'm looking at all these things, and I'm like, all right, my man doing the thing. Like, he's decided that he's going to circle back after he moved away and actually created a whole new conversation to where niggas was looking crazy for criticizing Cole after the fall off. He forced a lot of people who called the album bad and had his fans attacking, not us, had his fans attacking. They changed their opinions. I'm not going to put no addresses on it tonight because I like these people. But I think that is all I'm going to say. Y'all changed y'all opinions, how y'all really felt about the album when the conversation around J. Cole changed and his fans was out here catching record anybody who has had anything negative to say about Cole. So all of this takes place, and then he circles back. And now he's talking about the thing. It's almost like I'm conflicted as a person because it's like, yes, do media. Yes, promote the album. Yes, do the thing. But it's like, if you've already successfully evaded talking about it, why now throw yourself back into it with gasoline wrapped all over your body? You're man on fire right now. I'm confused. I'm honestly confused by him doing this. I'm legitimately confused by it. Because he got out.
Why didn't he do it before the album?
All right.
As a lead up to the album.
He dropped the little tape. Once again, people with their selective listening, when he dropped the 4-piece, right? Sincere and I praised the 4-piece. Again, for the people who say that we don't like J. Cole, we praised the 4-piece when it dropped. Okay?
A lot of love.
We've successfully, as a platform, separated action from artists. The Cole fans will say we don't like Cole, so we're going to be hard on them. We've lost subscribers because they just refuse to accept that. We're looking at J. Cole. We're looking at Jermaine, the person. Fuck the artist. You dig what I'm saying? We're looking at you as a person making certain decisions that are eyebrow-raising. And this adds to the list. This is an eyebrow-raising decision. Like, you came back to it. And then when you get to talking about it, and shout out to Nadeska for asking the question. Some people feel like, softball questions. Nadeska is not, we know, if you've been following Nadeska as far as being known to us from Everyday Struggle, I know she was probably popping before then, but like, she really came on the scene with Everyday Struggle. She's not gonna be the person that's gonna step on any person's neck, whether she likes them or she don't like them. That's not her role. That's why you had an academics in a Joe Budden there to really apply the pressure. Nadeska's good. She's a true professional interviewer. She's trying to get on her Barbara Walters vibes. So she's gonna ask the question that niggas want to hear about, but she's not gonna force him or corner him or say, you know what, that sounds like bullshit. She's not gonna do that. That's our job to say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Right.
she asked the question and he answered it. And it's like, so not only did you bring yourself back into the fire, for me, it was just like, what is this answer? Not that he talked about it, he laid out the whole thing, but then to me, tell me if I'm wrong, it just felt like within that first clip that really went crazy, he just seemed to me like a nigga who got beat up and didn't throw no punches back, and he's trying to explain why he didn't fight back, as opposed to just being like, you know what, just say you ain't want no smoke. At this point, everyone has already deduced that you didn't really want static for real. The truth of the matter is that I'm standing firm in it 10 toes. The whole reason you walked it back was because it was not received well. Again, the 7-minute drill, in my opinion, I'm not speaking for everybody, I'm speaking for me. If 7-minute drill was received well, that canon event does not happen because there's no reason for him to. Why would he apologize if everyone is praising him? That's one of the strongest disses ever. Kendrick is on the road, so on and so forth. He's not getting on stage with that energy behind him, especially with Mike D'Elia later out at the moment. You know what? It don't feel right within my spirit. No fucking way, bro. You know what I'm saying? So for you to answer the question and tell us this story with your wife, you ain't mentioning your wife on the stage. Am I wrong in that? I don't remember wifey being mentioned.
I remember that either.
Ever.
You couldn't sleep. Your wife is crying when you told her whatever. It's like, dang, you ain't gotta tell us all that. To me, in my personal experience, maybe it's in New York in me, maybe I'm jaded. Any nigga that, or any person, male, female, dog, cat, bird, right? If you over-explain, I'm calling cap. The more you talk, the more I feel like you lying. And that's what, the more he explained what happened that night, it sounded like bullshit to me. It sounded like an over-explanation of some fuck shit. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at with it, y'all. I'm just looking at it like, bro, why did you, like, you had almost 2 years. Damn near 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And you couldn't come up with a better answer than that? If you gonna cap, at least come up with some good cap. Don't say nothing about it.
I don't know. I don't know if it's complete cap. I just think like he embellishes a little bit in terms of like, just for dramatic effect.
You know what? That's a good word then.
There's that, and then there's like the over exaggerated hand and body movements and facial expressions. You know what I mean? It's like somebody that like doesn't really talk like that in real life. You know what I mean? But he knows he's on camera and he knows people want, so he's gonna be all like with the 90s hip hop hands, like, Busta Rhymes, who, wah, woo ha, and saying boom, boom, boom every third sentence. So I think part of it is, you don't need
that many booms after 2 years, my nigga. We all know what happened. To tell.
Yo, boom.
Boom is when you popped off the night before and you try to remember everything because it was a movie. 2 years, you didn't phase the whole shit out.
Yo, Dini, his boom boom is the yada yada,
The yada yada, bro. Yada yada.
Boom boom boom. But I think he knows that, there's an audience. People want a certain level of dramatization of the explanation. The thing is, like, we've had the explanation for 2 years. You know what I mean? And it's still the same explanation. It didn't sit right within my heart and soul.
My spirit.
But still, to this day, people are still saying, if it didn't sit right with you after the fact, why did it sit right with you all that time that you were writing it, recording it? Shouts to Jav, because motherfuckers is biting the bars out there. But Jav is the first one we've seen anywhere break it all down, from writing the bars to rehearsing them, spitting them, recording them, hearing it back, re-recording them, ad libs, mixing, mastering, having it out for a whole week. That's all.
100 times listen to it. Probably.
Listen, that's not me saying. That's Jaw. You know,
a lot
we
goes
still
into
don't.
that, bro.
We still don't understand how it didn't sit. How it sat fine with you that entire time, but it wasn't until you hit the stage at what is that, Dreamville Fest, that you realize. And he said it was like an hour before. He was like an hour before. I just like, oh man, like, and when I decided that I just lifted, I was so light, bro. Like, who are you? You're not in you know, in a some dramatic movie, bro. Like, this is real life. Like, you don't need to over dramatize everything like that.
Can I jump in for 1 second, because I don't want to revise history here.
He really talks like he's in some Steven Spielberg movie, bro. Like, we don't need all that dramatization to everything.
I got a question. I gotta beg the question to y'all. This is for y'all. This is not even for the chat. It's for the two of y'all. Was it that much pressure on Cole to respond when 7-minute drill dropped? Like, was it like, oh shit, Cole got to do something?
It wasn't even really directed for him.
I don't remember it that way.
It wasn't directed for him. He kind of threw himself in there, but he kind of had to throw himself in there because this is why the story has to be told the way he's telling it. Because if you tell the story the way it really goes, it don't sound good. You know, the story was, hey, I've been spitting pain verses at the free world. You know what I'm saying? For years now, waiting for somebody to take the bait. Somebody took the bait. I try to like snap back at the bait, but after all the fire I've spit, this one joint that I try to spit back with was trash. You know what I'm saying? The world's letting me know it's trash. I see it's trash, and then what is left to do? You know what I'm saying? And in reality, what was left for this nigga to do? Your whole game plan is being the nigga who cannot be fucked with. Nobody wants to spit a verse after you. I mean, come on, let's be honest. A lot of niggas could have shot the shot. Nobody shot it. Nobody wanted to smoke. For better or worse, Kendrick steps up, the most worthy opponent there is. He's got the cachet, he's got the albums, he's got everything that you would say I can't fuck with nigga. He's got everything on you, so you can. It's a beautiful battle. You don't gotta say fuck the niggas kids and wife and go to Drake route. You can just be like, yo, nobody is fucking with me with this bic in my hand. This BIC, nobody's better than me. He could have kept it like that, but we got 7-minute drill. That's what we got. After all these years of being the dominant, prominent MC, that's what we got. And after that, I don't know what else there is to do but apologize, man. You're not gonna write another song after that. Like what is there?
But Sin, talk to me. What was there pressure for him to drop some type of response, or were we just excited to see if he would?
From what I remember and experienced and saw, you know, on the timelines and everything, and people that I talked to, we all knew it was going to be Big Smoke, main event, Kendrick and Drake. We all knew that was coming. However, there were myself. I remember me personally. I said, well, J. Cole is kind of involved in this too, because like that was a response to First Person Shooter, where Cole was saying there was a big three. So in that, just in and of itself, to me, made it feel like, oh, Cole is involved, whether he likes it or not. You know what I mean? By proxy, not even by proxy. He said the words that triggered Drake.
There you go.
You know, and so it wasn't as big of an expectation for Cole because it's Kendrick and Drake that have the history, and we know that, you know. But I always thought, yeah, Cole, he's in the mix. Now, as far as like how much pressure there was for him to say something and respond, I mean, he says that there was people in the circle that was pressuring him. I'd like to see who. I'd like to know who those people were. That'd be nice to know. Maybe interview them. I don't know. But yeah, other than that, I didn't really see too much public pressure out there for Cole versus Kendrick. Everybody wanted to see Drake versus Kendrick. That was what we all knew what the main event was going to be. You know what I mean? we didn't know what there was going to be a Cole undercard. But you know, that's what ended up happening. But I do see why he felt that he did need to say something, because he was on the record that Kendrick was responding to, and he was the one to say the big three, you know, Drake, Cole, and Kendrick. And that's exactly what Kendrick responded to. Like, ain't no big three, it's just Big Me.
But this is the thing. The reason I ask is because if let's say now, boom, all right, we got the first wave of back hickory out of the way. Let's say, for the sake of argument, what he's saying is in fact his truth and is the truth, right? I'm just trying to sort out in my brain, where did this pressure come from? Because I knew we were geeked when Like That dropped. You know, I don't remember the timeline 100%, but I believe that before there was a push-ups, there was a 7-minute drill. Correct me if I'm wrong. Chat.
No, I think push-ups.
J. Cole.
I'd have to double.
J. Cole was in the early. I think that wasn't the J. Cole shit like in the first batch of everything that happened. Then these niggas actually went to war after that.
Like J. Cole was the first person to respond before there was push-ups,
and then he wound up ducking out just before like the tension really went left.
Right. So he was the first person to truly respond to Like That. Mm-hmm. My thing is, I don't recall there being this tantamount of pressure from hip hop and people abroad, like, yo, you gotta say something. I know that people, it was static. Don't get me wrong. I'm not revising history. It was static. You know what I mean? And it was like, oh, who's gonna respond? It was mystery. It was still a mystery at that point as to like, what's gonna come next? Because Kendrick Lamar finally decided to get in the ring, you know? But it's like this whole idea that there's so much pressure, when I can see the pressure if you were this above it all guy who was just skipping through medals and rapping the best raps. Because again, we were praising him as the best mainstream guy at the time. But you were throwing darts at Kenny, gang, like you were active participant in this. And the casuals who really don't know what's going on, I don't care about your opinion. You know what I mean? The people who really listen to lyrics, we was hearing bars on songs that got nothing to do with Kendrick. It would be like Lucy Kendrick Strays, like, whoa, why he shooting that bro like that? You know what I mean? So it's like, for you to say, to do that, then there's not much chatter on the net about, like, oh, you got to get back at Kendrick. What is this pressure you're talking about, to where you felt so much pressure and it was to where when you dropped it, there was a relief because you did something unbeknownst or out of the guise of your true self? Because nobody was pushing. You want to say you can't? You the fucking Dreamville honcho. Who could tell you what to do, in my opinion? Yeah. You getting peer pressure by your camp? The streets, at the end of the day, the streets.
JID and Boss is like, come on, nigga.
Bleak telling Hov he got to say something to Nas, nigga. Fuck out of here, man. You know what I mean? So I'm just looking at it. That would be a funny combo, though. The noise on the outside of the Dreamville camp wasn't loud enough for Cole to write that diss, right? You saying that your peer saying you had to do something. So what I'm saying is, I don't believe that. The pressure really wasn't there. The only pressure you could say is like, shit, this guy dissed me. And if I'm saying I'm the best, because you know what I'll give J. Cole credit for? He is a man of logic, right? This guy dissed me. I said I'm the best. I've been saying I'm the best. I'm going to look crazy if I'm already rolling out and might delete later. His words, might delete later, was the precursor to the fall off. The fall off was supposed to drop 8 weeks later. That was what he said. I'm not making this up. He said it in the interview. So if you're positioning yourself as the best and this guy shows up out of nowhere, we was not looking for Kendrick when he showed up. He just appeared like Batman. Ain't no big three, it's just Big Me. At this point in the game, the only pressure that there will be is for you putting pressure on yourself, because you know you got to see him, right?
And he said it wasn't even on the album, Joff. He said 7-minute drill wasn't even on the album. He added it at the end, you know what I'm saying, just before the shit dropped. So, like, you cooking.
What I'm saying is the pressure came from your camp. Your camp can't pressure you to walk into a buzzsaw. I'm not buying that. Did I miss you? To me, if your camp, maybe I'm wrong, but in my humble opinion, if your camp is pressuring you, you're not the boss for real.
Facts.
That's how
exactly
I look.
What I was thinking.
You not
exactly
the
what
boss.
I was thinking.
They can't tell you to go diss this nigga. You diss Kendrick on your own time. within your own zen. So you telling me that it came from within your camp and you felt so pressurized, pause, from within your camp to where you dropped this, and then when it was basuda and the whole hood said it was trash, you walked it back. So this whole thing was peer pressure. That's even worse than
That's
what
even
we thought it
worse.
was.
I'm
You let them walk you to your own death. That shit is crazy.
I'm gonna tell you what it really is. He within himself, after all these years of like putting the 10,000 hours in, you know what I mean, like sharpening the pen, you know, feature after feature, verse after verse, bar after bar, and everybody's feeding his ego, like, yo, like J. Cole is really that dude now. Like he's better than Drake and better than Kendrick. You know what I mean? He had climbed to the top, near the top of this mountain, and he got to the top, and he thought he could take that final step or two and plant that flag up there, and he fumbled, he tripped and fell. You know what I mean? And I think the realization that, oh shit, that final step, I don't have it in me. I think he realized it's not that it didn't sit right within his soul. It didn't sit right within his ego. He heard it back. It was, and then heard the chatter around and was like, oh damn, nah, this shit really trash. Like for real. Now let me take this back. It's not even my lane, my style. You know, I don't got this in me. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I'll let him have it.
And the irony of that is that if he would have said, you know what, y'all, I'll put this shit out, but we know it's trash, and made fun of himself in that same environment, don't even apologize. I put it out. I heard what y'all said, and you know what? When I recorded, I kind of felt the same way. That's not walking it back. That's admitting, you know what? This ain't it. You know what I mean? Much like Hov, Super Ugly, after the response to Super Ugly hit, what he had to go on Angie. He had to go apologize to the women he offended, and he had to walk that shit back because Super Ugly wasn't gas like that. And we knew that. We knew what it was in real time. He dropped it. The initial excitement of Super Ugly. By the time we got to the second or third listen, we was like, "Whoa, this ain't enough." You know what I mean? Ethan was out here trampling shit. The first time we heard Skeeter in the Jeep, he was like, "Yeah, Jay." The third time we heard him, he was like, "This ain't it. This ain't it." Right? You know what I'm saying?
Baby
the whole Jay-Z at the peak of his powers had to walk that shit back. The thing is, Cole didn't even have the kind of static or the kind of like gravity that Jay-Z had at his peak. So him going on that stage and saying, you know what, I put it out and it's not really hitting. I heard y'all, and you know what, I didn't think it was hitting when I dropped it, but I felt the need to compete as a competitor. I felt like I had to get involved, but this ain't it. We would have fucked with Cole for that because we'd have been like, you know what, it's a real nigga to admit that he put the shot up and he claimed, you know. But this whole it wasn't in my spirit, I think it's bullshit because there was no pressure. The only pressure was if it's in your camp. If it was within your camp, that's not enough pressure because it was too much excitement from the public. The fans wasn't fiending for Cole to diss. We was excited to see. Well, excitement is not pressure. We was like, what's next? What niggas is gonna do? This is the rap Star Wars. We geek. What these niggas about to get into? We was hype. You know what I mean? The nigga who had the actual pressure by the time he finally responded was Kendrick, if you want to tell the truth. Because it was two joints. You had push-ups. You had the joint with the AI and whatnot. You had people starting to believe that Kendrick was not even going to come back outside. I ain't forget. You know what I mean?
He had the longest break in between as other guys, yeah.
Outside, it was like, oh, shit, finally, because we didn't think. Remember, we did a stream and we were like, yo, Kendrick ain't coming outside. It's a wrap.
But I can't see any side of this where Cole kind of would have walked away unscathed, though, because like it's like putting up 40-point games, you know what I'm saying, until the time where you have to play the guy who they say is your rival, and then you score 10. Like, even that in and of itself is a big-ass L, because it looks like, yo, this is the guy who can stop you from scoring the 40 points. So that still would have been an L. But the apologies, the thing that kind of, like, turbo boosted this shit. You get what I'm saying? But he was still going to look crazy, because it's like, yo, we've heard these verses over the last couple years. Everything was hitting. And all of a sudden, now you're in the midst of the battle with Mr. Lamar, and this is the shit you give us, this extra mid. You know what I'm saying? It was gonna look bad for him regardless. I don't think there was no way he could escape looking bad. The apology just like cemented everything, but he was gonna look bad regardless. I can't see no way out of it, bro. He was too nice for too long to be this whack when the competition really is in his face now. Like, it just don't make sense.
And it's like, look, think about the beat he picked. the pocket he was rhyming in, the octave, his voice, like there was no fire, there was no vigor behind it. This nigga is yelling at y'all like that, and you came in with that shit. You ain't even take over the nigga. Takeover was no rowdy shit, but Hov was talking that talk. Like what was that? You know what I mean? All you had to do was walk it back.
There was no bass in his voice at all.
None at all. Absolutely none. So it's like going back to what I said initially, bro. I just don't understand why you revisit this. But now I'm gonna get on my conspiracy theory shit.
Oh shit.
Sin talked about it. He left it on DSPs. He left it on DSPs for a week.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He wanted to get the right. About a month ago, we talked about the fact that disc 1 was borderline lapping disc 2 for the fall off. Correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've also noticed that there hasn't been much. I'm not saying that the chart data is not accurate as far as like what's going on, but there hasn't been much conversations about the fall off charting well as it did the first 2-3 weeks. So what I'm starting to believe that this whole shtick is just him. This whole bit been promo by J. Cole. This whole thing is him trying to nice guy but promo his way into a high level conversation. I'm throwing that grenade to you, Cecilia. I think that this whole thing is a fucking ruse. The diss, the walk back, he made sure he got his streams. Now he's doing a promo to get the streams back up. This shit is all promo, bro.
Crazy, bro.
Everything is promo. No, I mean, I can't imagine. Look, we in big 2026. We got 40, 45, 47 in the Oval Office. We got, you know what I mean? I don't even like saying his name, but
TSA fucking up.
We got shit. I just seen some shit today. Luke is running for Congress. Luke, 2 Live Crew Luke is running for Congress right now. We in big 2026.
Yeah, he is.
He is. That's dead ass.
All right.
I just seen it today. So nothing surprises me in big 2026. You know what I mean? This could all be a big ass WWE script. Sure, there's always the off chance that that's true, but like, it's been 2 years. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna write this script to still be talking about this 2 years later. Like I couldn't possibly see that.
Hey, well,
like you have to be some crazy level of sociopath to do this, some shit like that.
That nigga don't strike you as that a little bit.
Hasn't he shown sociopathic ways already?
I don't. He's shown some weird behavior. I wouldn't categorize it as a sociopath.
Fine.
It's some other shit that's wrong with him, but I don't. It's not quite sociopathic. It's what I said like the other day on the stream. Like he's like, I don't know what the proper scientific term is for a people pleaser, but that's like a real thing. That's like a real almost like disorder. Like that you have to please. You feel like you have to please everybody all of the time. That's what J. Cole strikes me as. You know what I mean? He can't. He takes an action. He realizes somebody gets mad. He takes it back. You know what I mean? Then he takes it back. He realizes that people are now mad that he took it back. So now he has to explain why he took it back to make those people happy. And it's just a never-ending cycle. That's what he's been stuck in for 2 years.
Nah, it's kind of like that, but it's one of them niggas that I want peace. Like it's basically I'm trying to create peace, and within this fake peace, it's like I'm unbothered, but everything is bothering me. It's kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a fake shell of confidence and structure, but really this nigga's like he's in the utter turmoil with himself, bro. Like after all this 2 years now, and this nigga's like I said that the whole thing listening to wifey had to, you know what I'm saying, walk me through the fire. We was crying and shit, and just like, bro, like
why is wifey crying, bro? You at the point in time of 7-minute drill and Mike Delete Later, which was a hard ass project. What reason you had nothing to lose and everything to gain in that moment? What's she crying for? Like what the fuck was you rolling on the floor convulsing?
He said
Dreamville Fest
because she knows how I feel about bro. But I'm like, if you and bro was so tight, then after this, y'all still would be in the vibe. Y'all not even in the vibe.
Like, why was you dissing bro for years if y'all tight like that, gang?
Bruh.
are we talking about? This is what
The
I'm saying.
bubble.
Like, niggas is gonna yell at us and say we co-haters, but it's like, nah, y'all niggas is gullible.
This is
It's
some
like,
mental shit, bro.
when you piece the puzzle together, if we tight, we thick as thieves to the point that your wife is crying because of how conflicted you are about a rap battle.
He was once conflicted.
Meanwhile, you was dissing this nigga for years. Get the fuck out of here, Jermaine.
Yo,
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get them
Man.
bum ass niggas that like you that make you like with bad fit. All niggas can believe that shit, man. We know
Sinful
better,
vindicated.
Come on, man. Like just say you this shit. What you felt and you wanted to get out of was niggas clowning you for that bad diss, bro. That's the honorable thing to say.
Jupiter
Just say
Jones,
that.
toxic positivity, bro.
Get out of here, bro. Sometimes you gotta
toxic positivity.
It is.
That's it
fucking
right there,
wild,
bro.
bro.
That's it right there.
About
That's
that
the one.
before. I felt like on our
Salute
pod.
to
Did somebody talk about that before? That sounds very familiar.
That shit
What
is
like
crazy.
positivity? Nah, I never heard
That's like
that.
some shit Mace was saying.
Nah, bro, it's toxic positivity is a real thing. Sometimes shit don't be good, and you just gotta be like, bro, it ain't good right now, B.
No, but check this out. You really onto some, job, because like the other thing that stuck out to me about what he said on one of the interviews, I forget which one. He said that his mans was telling him, "Yo, you a good dude." It was on the Deskas interview.
I remember that while simultaneously looking at him like, nigga, you're
Right,
bugging
like,
the
but
fuck
he was
out.
telling him, you a good dude, but not in a good way.
And then told you was a good dude after.
Yeah.
Nah, his man told him, "Yo, you a good dude, but not in a positive way.
Not in a way like yo, you was like better you than me type shit.
Her pussy. That's what they say.
No, is that like you know what I mean? Like you can tell somebody you're a good dude, or you could be like, bro, you
couldn't be me. That's
you're
what I'm.
Good, you're a good dude, man. Like, but
I would have
you
that shit, but better you do it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not hearing it, bro. I'm not hearing. Like, you know what it is? Because you know what, bro? Like, this dude he really be trolling us, bro. That's really it. Because it's like you're lying, and then your fans are gonna defend you and eat up everything you say to the point that's gonna try to make it seem like we tweaking. But it's like, bro, you just went on that pod and you lied to Nadeska, my nigga.
Badly.
You did. And the thing is, he does this clever thing where like he writes bars that when you on first listen, like, oh, he taking shots, but he writes it so general that he always has plausible deniability within bars. Look at the Grammy shit that came out over the weekend.
Yeah, the shit with Mike Will made it.
He's not talking to Kenny, but it's like who been the nigga getting all the praise for the Grammy? So it's like, all right, technically he not talking about Kendrick, but why would you write them bars knowing that knee-jerk reaction be this nigga hating on Kendrick again? You know what you doing, bro.
Yeah, that's some real whack shit.
And then if you say something about it, you hating.
I can't
ever say Kendrick, I'm gonna fuck you up. Oh, not you, Kendrick. Nah. This is other nigga named Kendrick over here. You know what I mean? Like, bro.
This nigga J.
And I was just listening to the Secret Recipe with Yachty, but of course without Yachty's verse. And it was like I can't. It's seared in my head when he said fake activists and studio steppers, and I'm like, who else does that describe? Those are
the phrase steppers until
those are damn near dog whistles
came out.
Who's hip hop's activist and who has anything to do with stepping? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. This nigga's a gaslighter, bro. And if you say anything, and that's the thing about the fans, if you say anything like, yo, bro, this shit is whack, it's like this nigga has developed like a layer of fake peace that you can't get through, bro. It's like a force field of fake peace.
You know what he's doing, bro? You know what he's doing? And I don't get mad at me, Kendrick fans. He using Drake as a shield, bro, because he know Drake is the actual villain here. So he could get all of this off. Because people were just waiting for Iceman to drop. So he could do all of this shit. He using fucking Drake as a shield, bro. He is. He really is, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, real quick, Melanin Man, he's our 15th super chat. I put a little goal. The 15th super chat could join us on stream. Melanin Man, if you're interested in joining us on stream, my guy, you are the 15th super chat. Let us know. What were you going to say, Sen?
No, I was gonna say all the time, you using Drake as a shield simultaneously, you know what I mean, still painting Drake as some sort of victim in this whole situation. You know, because he was also in an interview talking about like he doesn't like how everybody piled up against Drake, and you know, it made it seem like it was politics and you know all this other shit. Like,
saying you want to run the clip?
Well,
I got the clip.
Yeah, let's run it. Go ahead.
I'm in the same place,
right?
You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, I genuinely love these niggas, but I'm not gonna act like we've been communicating and talking. You know what I mean? I've had conversations with them like post everything. You know what I mean? But it's not like it's a lot. That's me not knowing where they at. Me maybe assuming because I done heard X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But it has nothing to do with like how I actually feel. I genuinely love these niggas. Like I be wanting to shoot off a text. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie, but even saying that on a mic is kind of lame to me, but it is my truth.
Do you think that the Drake and Kendrick thing got totally out of hand? Do you think it spiraled out of control?
The world, right away, the world became like politics. You're either Democrat or Republican. You're either Kendrick or you Drake. And you got to pick a side, boom, boom. And I felt like the nigga that was like disgusted both ways damn near. You know what I mean? So when you say, did it get out of hand? It's like, creatively, that's not my place to say.
Right.
But I think the out of hand that I think is like, to me, is like disgusting how people try to use that opportunity, either show how they really felt about Drake the whole time,
right,
or just like pile on
that's a fact.
And tear this dude down and like create a narrative as if he's not great. It was a whole campaign and probably still is to this day.
Right.
So on one hand, it's like, yo, I feel weird and they're gonna make headlines out of this. Just like when I see Kendrick get the moment he had, the pop out, the stadium, the Super Bowl,
the Grammys.
I'm like, I'm just as proud of this nigga as I was when I knew him back then. But I also hate that for Drake. And I hate how the world turns on him. And simultaneously, I'm over here like, man, I hope Iceman go crazy.
Go ahead, son.
Ugh. So you want to be simultaneously happy, ecstatic, so proud of Kendrick, but still hate that for Drake. Bro, just shut up. Stop talking. Stop doing interviews, man. Like, you gotta, I mean, what is, real question. What's wrong with picking a side? I think there's nothing wrong with picking a side. Like, if it's a side that you agree with and you stand with and you align with, pick a side. And I'd rather do that than be this motherfucker or fucking Switzerland. You know what I mean? Just neutral. Every single time there's a war, you just gonna be neutral. You're gonna be like, nah, I hear both sides. No, fuck that shit. Which side? You can't be 50-50. You can't be evenly 50-50 on both of these sides. It's gonna be 50, at the very least 51-49. So what are you leaning more towards? But this motherfucker want to be 50-50 with everything, man. That's mad fake to me. Mad fake.
Sid mad that half and half brother is 50-50.
Bro.
You have black, half white.
Nobody's 50, like, look, we come into all these conversations and we want to be as like, you know, as fair and unbiased as possible. So we're gonna lay out, you know, the pros and cons. We're gonna lay out, I agree with this, but I don't agree with that. But at the end of the day, we're always gonna have a take. We're gonna lean more towards one side, and that's the side that we're gonna stand on, 10 toes down. This motherfucker don't stand 10 toes down on nothing. Get out of here.
What are your thoughts on that vid, Dini?
5 toes down, half and half. That's how we go. Yo, honestly, being like, there is a duality in what you said. You can see, I mean, because it is the dichotomy is crazy. One guy is like all the way on the top in terms of like cachet and like notoriety. One guy's kind of like down the bottom. I see it, but I'm like, if anything, you supposed to be the conduit to fix that, my nigga, because you the one who's in between the whole shit. So you can't tell me you feel bad for Drake. If you really felt bad for Drake, what did you do to make it? Was Drake on the album? If you feel like Drake needed a little boost in notoriety, did he make the cut? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really feel bad for these niggas, bro. You just kind of glad you're not the flaming fucking pinata on fire no more. Like, everything is basically the world hates Drake. Everything is Kendrick is doing great. And you're just now lingering in the middle of that because you were on your way down too, bro. I feel like if you really feel that way, you should be able to get on the phone. Like, if anything, like, after all this shit in hip hop, couldn't he kind of be the Mandela that kind of quell the beef? You get what I'm saying? If he really cared, like if I'm Sins man, I'm Jobs man, these niggas is beefing. I love these dudes. I hate to see them at war, but I haven't talked to them in forever. Everything's good with Deanie. I don't know about Sin and Job. My nigga, if you was really on that type of time, that's all the fake friend niggas are the worst type of niggas to me. Like, if you really on that type of time, you could have picked up a phone. Yo, Kenny, man, me and wifey was crying the other day. Yo, Drake, shit been looking rough on Canada side. Like, you supposed to be the conduit, bro. That's why I'm like, all this fake peace, all this fake, like just this whole little force field bubble, bro. If you supposed to be that nigga, you the D1, you the J1, you know what I'm saying? Like, be the conduit and bring shit together, bro. Like, just, that nigga's a weirdo to me, bro. I hate to say it. J. Cole fans, come for me all you want. I just, niggas like him just disturb me, bro. I just never been that type of nigga. Like, if I'm really on 50-50 time, then I'm getting both things to work. You feel me? I ain't gonna be on 50-50 time and laugh at both sides on the opposite end. He's just a different type of nigga, bro. Like, J. Cole, I don't think that's a North Carolina thing. I don't think that's a 40-year-old thing, bro. I just think that's a culmination of mad shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want no disrespect to all my mixed people, but I just feel like that half and half shit, bro. You kind of, everything really is half and half. You can't hate white people because you have black. You can't hate black people because you have. It's a whole dichotomy of shit that goes on with these people, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just, we just would never understand. And I think it's a lot of that. I think it's some of the Fayetteville. I think it's some of the like getting your bearings from New York shit, but not grasping onto the real bearings of New York. You just like the way niggas rap. A lot of J. Cole is just like, I love the way niggas rap. I'm not really locked into the culture of how shit is, but I just love how niggas rap. Just like how some niggas just love how certain things are and they gravitate to that thing, even though they're not picking up the principles that come with all of this shit. But he's just a different type of nigga, bro. I think he's just a different type of nigga.
I don't see it that way. In fact, I see what you're saying, but I think it's just different. I don't even think it's about like the duality of his personality or his racial makeup. I think it's more he's just conflict averse in a way where, not to say that he's a bitch, because I don't, I'm not gonna put that on him.
Cook, Joff.
I ain't gonna put that on, but it's
How
like,
do you rap like that if you really feel that way though?
Well, let me cook. Like boom, like I like competition, right? I'm a big fan of competitive shit. It don't always work out in our favor how competitive we can be as a podcast or individuals, right? But I think that he wanted to be viewed as the best. And I think part of it for me, this is my opinion again, I think there was a certain level of performative energy in his rhyming where it's like, when he first came out, he wasn't rap. If you go back, you listen to early Cole albums, tapes, whatever, he wasn't rhyming how he was rhyming as far as subject matter. I'm the best guy, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Because if he was rhyming like that when he first came to the league, we wouldn't have fronted on him. Let's call that what it is. You know what I mean?
You don't mean boom, boom, boom?
Right. I say all of that to say, I just think that there's people in this world who don't like to be disliked. Like, I know for a fact there's plenty of people who don't like me. I sleep great. I don't give a fuck. I can speak for my brothers the same way. They sleep well. Mesito sleeps well. Everybody's not gonna like you. But when I look at Cole, I think, like, especially when it comes to social circles and peer groups, I think that in this case, he would rather have a little hee ha ha bars with Drake and Kendrick, like competitive in his brain, competitive bars, but not personal, not understanding that, because he probably looking at it like, yo, look at Beans and Kiss, these guys are great. Nah, that shit was real. Like, it went very left.
Real.
Hov and Nas is dapping up now, but that went very left for over a decade. It took we got back cool, or we became cool, but in real time it was very personal, and I think that he was looking at this like we could really just, keep it rap and compete and whatever. And he ain't really want to get into this. I don't know if he's a people pleaser or any of that. I just think that he don't like conflict. Not competitiveness, but conflict. Whereas Kendrick, to me, Kendrick thrives in conflict. You know what I mean? I think he loves that shit. Even if he's not
can you have that without the other?
That conflict, yeah. That because sometimes you're not always competing with niggas that you have conflict with. You know what I mean? I don't like this guy over here, so that's gonna motivate me to do some shit. Because he did something to me a few weeks ago. I ain't like, fuck him. I'm gonna go write some fireballs or whatever your craft is. You know what I mean? You're not necessarily competing with him, but you don't like him, and that conflict fuels you. You know, fuels you, I should say. Like for instance, tight Nike tech. We're not competing with tight Nike tech no more. But I get fueled by saying fuck that guy. It gives me energy every time. Every time I say it. You know how like when Mario gets and he turned it from little Mario to large Mario, when I say fuck that nigga, I get energy, bro.
The red mushroom.
Right. It's a conflict. You know, Kendrick likes conflict. I think Drake thrives in conflict. I don't think Cole thrives in conflict. And once he realized that this ain't no hee ha ha, this is real, this is staticky. You know what I mean? And he don't know how to handle static. Like Cam was right at Rockefeller, and him and Hov wasn't really seeing eye to eye, but he was still in baseline every day. That's conflict. Yeah. You know what I mean? You think Cole could have gone to baseline every day in that era? Like, no way.
It was real back then, bro. It was real.
No way, bro. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's light skin vibes. Or I think it's but I feel like I be wondering. Because you know niggas like he grew up in the hood. Matt niggas grew up in the hood, but they ain't do hood shit. It's like, did he what's your life about? Like, do you not understand that sometimes your friend might punch you? You might have to fight your friend. Y'all come back cool in a couple weeks. You know what I mean? Go ahead, son.
And that's the thing, I think, and let's take it back quite a bit further. 2013, I believe, when Control dropped. I think everything that you're saying is 100% facts, because the way I look back at Control now, it's like Kendrick just wanted competition. Kendrick just wanted to light that competitive fire and maybe create some conflict in the process, knowing that conflict isn't forever. You know what I mean? Conflict, you can have conflict in the moment, then you resolve it, and then you move on. Conflict doesn't mean that like y'all are enemies now. And I think that's where Drake and Cole are two sides of the same coin in this sense, because Drake on the one hand sees conflict as, oh, you my op now. Right. You know what I mean? The moment there's any sort of conflict, you an op. 100% op. And then Cole's on the other side, like, I don't even want to deal with no conflict. Not in the least. Not even 0.5% of conflict. Please keep conflict away from me.
Right. You want to ride his bike and play basketball? No trolling. I'll just be like, that's what he on. He not even trying to be a rapper for real. Like
Kendrick seems to be the only one that understands that. Like, sometimes there's going to be conflict. Sometimes, like he thrives in the competitive aspect. Sometimes competition does end up leading to real conflict, and that's a part of real life.
You know what I mean? That's fine as long as I'm number one. Fine. That's the type of time he's on. Yeah.
Yo, look, y'all niggas ain't ever like when we was younger, we played video games with our siblings, our cousins, whatever, and he busting your ass. You ready to fight? He start cutting your ass and beating you alive or some shit.
Pull out the controller.
Go some blows for a second. If competition turned into conflict,
shit.
There, bro.
That's how like it kind of balances out. You know what I'm saying? Not to say you're gonna go to war with the nigga, but like if you want to be the best and someone's constantly beating your ass, it's gonna create some energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, we got Melanin Man pulling up. You know, he was our 15th chat. He's gonna pull up and either have a question or a hot take or something with this conversation to throw our way for us to build on real quick. But again, we'll be doing these goals every live. Whoever is that number that reaches that number will get to join us on stream for about 5 minutes or so. So Melanin Man, what's the word, good brother? What you got for us tonight, man? Long time supporter, in fact. Don't get it twisted. We've been seeing you in chat quite some time.
Number one, I ain't about the socks like this. The sun.
Hey, man, it was about to be smoky. Hey, man,
clean though. It's clean.
It's cool over there.
Hey, I appreciate you. Nah, I was enjoying the conversation. I'm not gonna lie to you. At first, when this whole thing went down, I was at the Dreamville Fest. I was the one that left early. Thank God I didn't see the apology, and I wasn't that mad about it until the way y'all broke it down when you said that you can't be out here yelling. Basically, I want the fade. Anybody, I'll take the fade from anybody. Who won it? Somebody come outside and then you walk off. So when you mentioned that before, I was like, you know what? They're right. But my outlandish take is, and I'm for real when I put that in the chat, Fonte is the NC GOAT. Let me explain why. Number one, Fonte was outside and Little Brother when it wasn't popular to be on that kind of wave. I mean, it was popular, but at the same time, we were really from North Cac then. PD Pablo was a representation, and that ain't real. I mean, PD, okay, respect, but you know what I'm trying to say. Legend has it, Fonte wasn't even trying to rap like that at first. He's at Central. My homeboy was on the football team. After football practice, they're battling somewhere in the dorm, this famous dorm called Chitley Hall. This nigga show up, full pass, football pass, comes into the room, destroys everybody on campus that tried to rhyme with him. And this ain't the time when there's nobody on campus. It's like some dudes that were really giving them competition. So after that, that's when he turned to Little Brother. That's when all these fire albums come out. And I just appreciate the fact that it seemed like J. Cole is trying to make everybody happy, and that's where he's fucking up. Like, nigga, do you. If you want to be number one in the world, obviously that wasn't really your plan. But you got everybody behind you trying to gas you up. And instead of telling the dudes behind you, y'all ain't even on that. Like, it is what it is. You let them gas you up, you come out, and then you switch up. And now this apologizing thing is really bothering me. Like, at first, I was chilling. I was like, y'all are doing too much. Y'all are talking too much about my guy that can actually rap. I don't like his albums like that. I'm not gonna lie. But I thought y'all were doing too much. But nigga, shut up. Nobody want to hear all this, man.
Talk about it, man.
Over. And I'm not gonna front. I'm not listening to the album like that. It's just not. Baby Keem pulled me in, and I wasn't even trying to listen to that album like that. I wasn't even a Baby Keem fan. I heard that joint, I was like, damn, I just gotta keep on coming back to this, and I'm fiending for it. J. Cole, it was cool. I want to rep because I'm from North Carolina, I'm from Durham, but it is. I can't lie, it is what it is. Yeah. But no crazy outlandish takes beyond that. Draw. No, you draw. I got a bone to pick with you though, for real.
Oh shit.
Now this ain't. But the funny part is this ain't rap. Just real quick.
Okay.
Because you are my homeboys that I love, Dead End Sports.
Yeah.
Why you over there copping pleas for James Harden, dog?
Is he gonna show up this year, man? I'm standing on that. I'm standing on that. Oh. He's showing up this year,
man. Okay. Because I like your basketball acumen, but when you were standing on that one, on that hill,
how they tried to jump me. What I was supposed to do? J. Cole, you know what I mean? I got to stand on my square. You know what I mean?
I feel you. But no. Like, in all due respect, love y'all. Y'all been rocking hard for a while. Y'all been on point. I've been checking you out. I just like you authentic with your takes. Ain't no bullshit. You don't say what you really mean. And it, I'm gonna say this about this because I know this person and all that kind of shit. Not, at least not from what I can tell. So I just appreciate the authenticity.
We appreciate you, man. Real shit.
No doubt.
God, Melanin Man pulling in. You know what I mean? Good vibes. I've seen him in the chat plenty of times, years now. In fact, like he been holding us down. You know what I mean? But I got another clip. Sincere, the thing is, we wasn't gonna run the clips, but the Sincere floated the idea we might get slightly demonetized, but I don't care, man. You know what I mean? Y'all might not clip, and it just adds to the conversation.
Friendship wise, today,
I'm in the same place,
right?
You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, I genuinely love these niggas, but I'm not gonna act like we've been communicating and talking. You know what I mean? I've had conversations with them like post everything. You know what I mean? But it's not like it's a lot. That's me not knowing where they at. Me maybe assuming because I done heard X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But it has nothing to do with like how I actually feel. I genuinely love these niggas. Like I be wanting to shoot off a text. You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna lie, but even saying that on a mic is kind of lame to me. But it is my.
You not texting them because you not gang, and they like you see how the more he talked, the more he revealed what's actually going on here. While the COVID, I see somebody in the chat, y'all body is showing. No, he telling y'all what it is. Go ahead, Sid. You losing your mind over there, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Nah, bro, that shit is the secondhand embarrassment, man. Weird, that shit is real right now.
He's like that. He acknowledging this shit is weird.
He hurt himself back.
pick up the
he
phone,
heard himself
bitch.
back. He heard himself back in
Up.
real time and was like, I just said some real whack shit, bro. I
Bro.
look like a lame right now. Yeah, you do, man. You
Hate
do.
that, bro.
Because everything about that says that they don't, neither one of them is fucking with you like that. You know what I mean? On your side.
The word
You
love
still got
was
love
used.
for them.
The
You
word
still got
admire
love for
was
them.
used.
But
Like,
is that
I
what's
love
the
these
reciprocation there? Them motherfuckers leaving you on red 10 out of 10
That's
times.
whack, bro. You apologize to this nigga for the 52,000, but you can't shoot a text to say what up, God. That shit is weird, bro. It's weird. That's the best way I could describe it. It's weird. And it's performative, like everything else that's been going on. Like, if that's your man's, like, I don't understand it, bro. You could apologize. Yo, it was a full on apology. I love this dude, his craft. He one of the nicest niggas to ever touch a mic. But I can't just say, yo, what's going on, dog? Everything vibey. You know what I'm saying? How the Grammys? You can't even mention the Grammys because you just shit on a nigga for having Grammys. Yo, I hate this nigga, bro. Really, like, I'm getting there.
Again, like, all right, let's take it back to like some sort of positive thread here. Like, I can appreciate that he's willing to be that candid about things. You know what I mean? Not too many people are willing to do that. But at the same time, man, try to save some face, try to keep some mystique about you. You know, like, if you would have just said, you know, it ain't the same as it used to be, but we've talked, you know what I mean? We're still in the process. Boom, boom, boom. You know, but the fact he went out of his way to profess his love for both of them while simultaneously saying that they don't really reciprocate back. It's embarrassing, but why you embarrass yourself like that, man? Why you do that?
Yo,
why you do that?
That shit is whack, bro.
This is why it's like, you know, shout out to our guy in the group chat. You know who you are. Like, rappers need to probably, some rappers anyway, need to stop talking. Let your team handle that. Because it's like, it's clear that there's a narrative that he wants to put out there. But the problem is, the more he talks, the more he reveals that what he's saying is untrue. That's the thing. It's like, let's be adults here. In the real world, forget this rap shit. Stop picking sides. Just be humans. Y'all be knowing, like, put it this way, we be knowing sometimes you at the spot, you at work, whatever. Monday you come into your job and that one guy's telling you or girl's telling you about their weekend and you knew about like the third sentence, it sound like some shit. This is not true. And what you do, you be there like a word, facts. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that happened? Wow. Right? The first few sentences, it sounded like some real spill. But the more that person kept talking, the connections of the initial layers of the story didn't connect no more. But you don't care enough to be like you lying because you don't care about this person in that regard. And when it comes to Cole, Nadessa's not going to call him a liar and embarrass him. Killer not going to do that. Even though Killer can be messy, but he not going to do that. You know what I mean? Bro, you said that your wife was crying because of the relationship that you had with Kenny and how you deciding to diss him impacted you and messed you up. So you coming to this point here where you walked it back and you felt relief and she cried because of the understanding and the deepness of the relationship. That's what you said in one podcast interview. Then when you got in front of Cam, you saying that you can't even bring yourself to text this guy. If the relationship is strong enough to make your wife cry about whatever's going on with y'all, you can't send a text message. Like, why are we lying? If it's that deep, because again, they're gonna say, why you holding on to this wife shit? You gotta understand something. Wifey's not in the industry. We don't. Jermaine Cole's wife can go to McDonald's. We don't know who she is for real. You know what I mean? She's not in the league. She's not an artist. She's not none of that. He's done a hell of a job of keeping her away from the noise. He just brought her to the noise with this situation.
Yeah.
So she's not even tied in for real. And usually your significant other know about your friend circles, right? And if your friend circles, some shit happened crazy in your friend circle that impact to the point that she's crying, more often than not, your better half is trying to push you to actually contact that person. Because if she's crying about it and it's bothering you this much 2 years later, it's either y'all niggas are super tight and it's a real betrayal, or you're fucking lying, my nigga.
Capping, nigga. Cap.
Lying. And then as soon as he said it, he realized, like, oh shit, I just told niggas that niggas don't fuck with me for real. which goes back to now all these niggas who've been laughing at Maul been saying it on his platform for how long now? That niggas is not fucking with Cole.
Yeah.
Right.
Shout out to Maul.
I'm just saying, the more this man talks, the more he reveals that he did some bullshit. His friends gassed him into it. It wasn't his fans because it wasn't enough pressure behind him at that point, pause, to even drop a record. He listened to his friends. The song didn't land. And instead of saying the song didn't land, he conjured up some reason because he built up enough goodwill with his persona to that point that he could get that off. The reality is he got it off with his fans. He didn't get it off with the people who actually lifted him to that new tier of stature that he was in within the big three. Because there was a point, all kidding aside, there was a point when Big Sean was in front of this nigga. There was a point when Meek Mill was in front of this nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a few other names I can throw out there that was in front of J. Cole as far as heads go. Not popularity, heads. Because what we learned with the fall off is the real heads are not the Cole fans. The Cole fans are a whole different entity entirely. You know what I mean?
Wale? Dare I say?
Wale's like a lottery pick who didn't perform to the level he was drafted at. Wale was supposed to be right next to Kendrick and Drake.
You gonna piss off the Wale fans, man.
Last album he just dropped is fire.
Again, music was there with this last project, but think about where Wale was probably, if memory serves me right, before there was even let's throw Drake out there because Drake was popping like late 07 into 08. Wale with the Maybach wave was supposed to be the next guy.
He was up.
He was the blog era darling. Everybody loved Wale.
Yeah.
And he had moments of grandeur during that Maybach era, but he never became the guy that he was. He had the whole connection. He was tied in through Maybach. He was the fashion guy. He was the lyrical guy. But think about it. When Maybach Music got together, did we think that Meek would be the star, the breakout star of the Maybach team?
Right.
I'm a Boss came and history changed.
Yep.
And then Wale still had hits under that umbrella as well. So we not even got front on Wale. But what I'm saying is where he was drafted, to use a sports analogy, he was a top 3 pick. Supposed to be a franchise guy. He didn't pan out. J. Cole was, you could argue J. Cole was like late lottery, like a third, like a Klay Thompson, like picked like 13th for some shit. And he turned into a franchise guy.
Yeah.
And when he got to the finals, he was there.
Yeah.
You could say he even won a chip. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say he won a chip. Because when Kendrick was inside and Drake was fucking making dance music, he was running it.
Yeah.
No cap. You ain't capping. You ain't J. Cole.
now when the competition got a little heated and niggas is back outside, you got back to the finals and you laid an egg. Not only did you lay an egg, you got swept because you didn't even compete for real.
Looked.
He got that bubble chip, is what it was.
Oh, don't do that, Sam.
With LeBron game.
He out-rapped Benny. He won a chip.
Because you know what? To connect this thread, because I told y'all the other day, I watched these interviews. I was like, he is giving me a lot of LeBron James vibes, the way that he's answering these questions, the way that he's talking, his mannerisms.
Like LeBron was a lot better, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, LeBron rapped some lyrics.
Cole got the Giannis chip the year after the bubble, where you still couldn't even pack out the arenas for real. You know what I mean? We were still technically in COVID, but people could come back to the stadium. Remember that shit? 2020?
Shit.
The Giannis chip. It's a valid chip. He had to go travel on the road, but it wasn't like fully like the next year when Golden State when everybody was back outside. That was like a real chip.
Yeah.
That's how I look at that shit. But like again, when the real niggas was back outside, the venues was packed. You drop 7-minute drill. He should have just took the L, bro. Drop 7-minute drill and then drop another disc after that. Let Kenny spin. Because no matter what Kenny was gonna do, I think Kenny just had too much of the high ground. It didn't matter what. Honestly, it didn't matter what Drake was gonna do.
He was missed. His appearance back was fire. The whole world was talking about it. Couldn't lose.
He was a meteor, bro. That he was gonna land. It was gonna be a massive crater, and it was gonna be destruction. As long as you stayed in the ring, either say, I think my diss is whack, I'm gonna just back up out of this, or stay in the ring and compete till the very end, like what Drake did. Drake stayed in the ring while he was getting cooked. Anyway, it's the truth. He dropped part 6. He dropped Hard Part 6 while niggas was already spinning Not Like Us. It was over after Not Like Us. Tell the truth.
Yeah.
It was over with.
It's hard, man.
After Not Like Us, it was over with. And he still dropped Hard Part 6. And we ain't care.
Says Timid Duncan. I'm dead, bro.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I mean?
certain people want to, spin the block.
Oh, the chat on
2 years later
fire.
on the Hot Pot 6, talk about like, oh, nah, he was kind of really spinning. You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of underrated. No, man. No.
Exactly. And the
No.
thing is, it's like you can't
It was
walk
too
out the
late.
ring when you Kendrick or not when you Cole. When again we mentioned it an hour ago when you was throwing sneak shots at Kendrick for a minute. We already knew Drake and Kenny were throwing darts at each other for over 10 years before the battle finally happened. Cole was recently to the throwing straight. I would say maybe like 3-4 years he was throwing strays at Kendrick name. So now just get in the ring, lose with honor, or be a man about it and be like, this shit ain't hit. The end. And we all would have loved you still. It wouldn't have been no SP and Kiss disappointments. It wouldn't have been a campaign where mad niggas got together to try to boost you up when the fall off came out. We'd have been like, you know what? He did some shit and he didn't stand behind it because he knew it wasn't it. And we'd have been like, it takes a real man to do that. You know, instead of doing this, he wouldn't even have to do this press now. It will be no press. It will be the fall off. He could have dropped the fall off 8 weeks later. To Sin's point, Sin said there was a fall off that was already on the way. And he pivoted away from that because of all of this shit a mess that he made. He's not even taking his victory lap for that. I've been saying it. There's a fall off that we were supposed to get that we didn't get because of this shit, and he made the mess himself.
Might have liked it more the way it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Self-inflicted cheddar bar, bro. I think we was calling him that in real time too. He cheddar barred himself, B. Shot himself. You had the grip on you, and you was at the fight with the ham on you. And you shot yourself. It is what it is, man. We got to move on. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe notification. I already know when the Cole fans get to this video, it's gonna be a bloodbath in the comment section. Not the chat, but the comment section. All I ask is roundtable family people who are rational and logical. Don't let them beat us up too crazy in the comment section. Do you know what I mean? Hold us down. You know what I mean? Hit the like button, subscribe option, hit the notification bell, lock in on all things rap round table. Do the necessary things, swipe and hype if you can. If you're watching this after the stream, we got a couple more topics to get to. We won't be on here too long tonight. So let's get into that right now. Jay-Z. Tickets are out. Announced the Roots show. They hit us with the okie doke after the Roots announcement by letting us know that it's not the Barclays Center. It's actually Yankee Stadium 2 consecutive nights. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not City Field, Met fan, I feel away, but it's Yankee Stadium does have a meaning. It's still the most successful venue in New York sports. Well, even if it is New Yankee Stadium, it's still the meaning of it all.
Not to mention some great J quotables.
What are our thoughts on this? One night, because I got some feelings. One night, Reasonable Doubt 30. The next night, Blueprint 25. I think we kind of floated that idea by him celebrating Blueprint and Reasonable maybe about a month ago.
Yeah.
How do we feel about a 2-night show situation? Essentially making fans choose, so on and so forth, Sam.
I'm hurt, man. I'm hurt. Because, look, I don't give a fuck at this point. It's big 2026. I don't have to prove my Nas fandom to nobody. But right now, I'm throwing up that rock. I'm throwing up that rock, man. I'm throwing up that rock, man. Because tell me 30 years of Reasonable Doubt and 25 years of the Blueprint, he's going to be at the Roots picnic that I've been trying to go to for years, and I've been trying to find the excuse to go to for years because, true story, I'm gonna take y'all back a little bit. The year COVID hit, all of us here at this table, including, I don't know if Mace was gonna come, but this might have been pre-Mace. No, this was pre-Mace.
Pre-Mace.
Yeah. This was pre-Mace. The
whole
round table was locked in. We was like making plans like, yo, we're gonna go to Philly because
niggas was getting in my car. We was figuring out how we gonna drop niggas. We had a whole conversation.
We were gonna stay at, you know what I mean? We got to get the Airbnb, or maybe the hotel is better. We was having the whole conversation. You know what I mean? Yeah. Tickets was dumb cheap at that time. Like $60, $70. $70 was max. You know what I mean? We was hyped. We was going to take this road trip, and then COVID hit. And then they canceled the shit. We got our refunds, whatever. We was all tight. You know what I mean? So now for years on end, we've all been trying to find an excuse to go back, myself included. But the fucking ticket prices skyrocketed after that. I mean, it'll be 100, then 150. Like What the fuck happened after COVID?
Yeah.
You know,
Price done-
shit was wild.
Yesterday's price.
So
Shout
as
out to Joey.
soon as I seen the announcement, Jay-Z at the Roots picnic, cop. I don't care how much it is. Cop. I went to the website. Cop. I don't care. It turned out to be $250. I don't care. I'm going. I've been wanting to go to the Roots picnic for this long. Now Hov is gonna be there. Cop. And then to find out Erykah Badu is gonna be there the next day. I'm living my best life on both of these days. I'm gonna get my Hov talking shit on one day. I'm gonna get my incense on the second day. These are the two vibes that I need. You know what I mean? I love it. Living my best life. And then, like a day or two later, Yankee Stadium, 2 nights. I'm sick. I am absolutely beside myself because you're going to tell me that you're going to announce the Roots picnic like 24 hours before you say you're going to be in New York 2 nights? So I went and caught the ticket, and now I'm trying to figure out my trip to Philly, which I don't mind. I love Philly. You know, shouts to Philly. I love Philly. And if they do what we do in Philly, I'm going to lose my fucking mind and voice.
I didn't even think of
that
that.
Shit is going to go so hard. Pause.
Crazy.
But still in all, I'm thinking to myself, all right, Hov is going to be in Philly. That's close enough. You know what I mean? And then a day later, 2 nights in Yankee Stadium. Now I'm trying to figure out, all right, I already spent this bread for Roots picnic. How am I gonna budget for these 2 tickets for 2 separate nights celebrating 2 separate motherfucking albums in Yankee Stadium? And I'm gonna figure out a way. I'm gonna because honestly, again, I know how a lot of y'all feel out there, and I know I've been called a fake Nas fan, like for a minute now. But look, I went to Nas at MSG. I went to Nas in Wu-Tang. I've been to like basically every Nas show that he's done in New York. I saw him at Radio City. I saw him. We could go back to 2005 in Central Park. Like I've been to every Nas show. That's my number one. But listen, this is Jay-Z in Yankee Stadium. And he's showing you. He's showing you for all the haters out there. Because I'm not a hater. I love Nas, but I'm not a hater. Let's make that clear. He's coming back after so many years of inactivity, and he said, I'm gonna go and do Yankee Stadium by myself for 2 nights. And what's going on? Fucking Ticketmaster shutting down. I went on the fucking website. The queue is closed. Like, what is going on out here? Look, man, you know what? I'm gonna have to retract the statement I made a couple weeks ago. I smell an album coming. I didn't think the album was rolling out. I didn't think it was on the way. I was like, he's gonna do a show in Barclays, an arena, not a stadium, an arena, right? He's gonna celebrate Reasonable Doubt. That's what he's rolling out to. But you telling me Roots picnic, and then he skipped the arena and went straight to the stadium for 2 nights by himself? An album's coming. It's got to be an album, because he's trying to show y'all like, y'all talking this Lil Wayne shit. Y'all talking, that nobody cares about me no more. You know what I mean? You talk, and I'm sure he's hearing it too. From the Nas fans. Oh, because he dropped these 6 albums. Now you putting them ahead of me. I bet. Watch what happens. Yankee Stadium, 2 nights. I gotta find a way to get in there, but I mean, it's not looking great right now. It's not looking great, but I gotta get in there.
They need a balance. Your thoughts? Yankee Stadium, Roots picnic, Jay-Z rolling out. It's a lot going on. Now, allegedly rolling out. We don't know any. What's going on?
So I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. I bought a ticket and actually refunded the ticket back, bro. I actually got through. The ticket was $600, bro. I bought the ticket, and when I was on my lunch break, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Because I already have a ticket. Yo, I'm gonna keep it a beam, man. Like I had to come back to reality. I have a ticket for the shit in Philly, but I got through in the queue only for because the shit for reasonable. I was 817, 800, almost a million niggas in the queue, bro. I was 817000. I tried it for the Saturday show. I was 51K in the queue. I watched the whole shit go down, bro. The cheapest ticket was $569, and then after that it was like $1,200. I copped. I lost my mind. I had to get my bearings back. I refunded the ticket, bro. But I feel like on my soul, somebody from this camp gotta be in there at it. This is for us, bro. Like I'm low-key mad because I'm sure there's a lot of people who got a ticket that don't love the game the way niggas love the game. That don't love Hove the way. So I feel like I'm being cheated, but I've never spent that much on a show. You know what I'm saying? And it just felt wrong. And it felt like, Hove, you already a millionaire, nigga. Like, you don't gotta charge me that. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I hollered at my boy T Mark. Shout out my nigga T Mark, because T Mark showed his ticket. And I'm like, T, how much you paid? Nigga said cheap. And I'm like, hey, my nigga T Mark is a baller. You know what I'm saying? So niggas have different perspectives of cheap. $600 ain't cheap to me. You get what I'm saying? But I love this for Hove, man. I think especially after people were saying, you know, he ain't that guy. Like how many outside of Beyonce, I don't know who could do this, bro. I don't know who's gonna say, hey, I'm gonna be performing somewhere 2 nights with a total of maybe 100,000 tickets, and the shit is sold out in the first 3 hours. You get what I'm saying? Like for everyone trying tomorrow, good luck. You know what I'm saying? My heart goes out to you. But I see the way shit looks right now. Maybe we can try to spin back on SeatGeek, Vivid, and try to get a $200 seat in the parking lot or some shit, bro. But like, Hove is that nigga, be like, I can't think. I might have to take the D train back and forth and get this. Y'all niggas know about the D train. You get to see the whole view of the stadium. But my nigga, like, that shit is crazy. I just think like, I think it's beautiful that he's being received this way, especially with all the bullshit going on in his name. That's what made it even crazier. After all the dirt thrown on his name, niggas was like, fuck what these niggas is talking about. We still going to cop these tickets. As far as music coming out, I'm thinking next year. I don't think it's going to be this year, because next year will be 2027. Reasonable Doubt will be officially the 31, so he can get all the money and everything goes back to him. It'll be 10 years since his last album, because I think the 444 shit was 2017. It's a lot of shit if it happens next year that just falls in line perfect. So you're not wrong about the music. I just don't think it'll be 2026. But this is grand, man. Like outside of Beyonce, his lady, I can't think of any nigga that says, hey, I'm gonna be at anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And selling tickets for God knows how much, and them shits will fly off the shelves. Like it's nothing. Like Hove has been a superhero to niggas in hip hop for a long time. You can say what you want about him, but he just innovated so much shit, bro. His thumb on the culture, his imprint, just with everything that goes on, just in hip hop, black culture. It's you can't miss it, bro. It's iconic. 600 just is a little steep, like I said.
No, that's ridiculous.
I plan on finding. I'm gonna be at the Cardi B joint on Wednesday too. You know what I'm saying? You know me, I pop out. But like, I'm gonna be at the Cold shit in August. But this one was special. But I can't. Something about letting go. I ain't getting money where I could just give a nigga 600. You know what I'm saying?
That's nice, friend, bro.
My nigga. Like, on top of the fact that I got this shit for the Roots, I could have. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't make sense to me. I had to come back to reality, but I was off the ledge, Jarv. I thought about you while I pressed go too, bro. I did. I'm like, yo, in fact, let me show you this shit.
Listen, I'm not telling you how to live your life, Dean, and I don't know how much those other tickets are for Cardi and Cole. I would have given them shits back.
I was there, bro. Look,
listen,
I would have queue. I canceled it. It's still in the queue, God. Like,
yo, the Cole ticket, take that shit back.
No funny. Pause. I was
Cardi B.
It was a hard decision. Cardi B, I didn't go crazy. I think it was $1 for the Cardi. I think I paid $1 for the Cole. It wasn't like I'm not getting. Refund those.
Now the whole ticket is only $400.
It was $650 for me to sit in the parking lot. We tailgating out here, Mo. It was like section 407. What are you talking about?
Chill. Where was the seat? Where was the seat at? For real.
I was in the back, bro. I was in the upper threes. Ooh. And and it's for Saturday. I really wanted reasonable. Right. I really wanted reasonable.
600 with your head in the clouds. That's wild, bro.
Hey man, that's a lot of bread, man. I could do a lot of shit in this world with $600.
I'll miss y'all on Root Saturday. Y'all know what my day is gonna be about. We don't gotta get into that on the
Yeah.
air.
You got better things to take care of that data.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the year-to-year event in the backyard. I know how it
Uh-huh.
is. You know
With
what I
the
mean?
jerk.
You know what I'm saying? But
Me and Dean, we're gonna be out there. You know what I mean? Say what up to us if you see us.
of course.
You know it's love.
My thing is with the Yankee Stadium show, I'm conflicted. First of all, I gotta call out Hove and Live Nation, Rock Nation, etc. Everybody getting called out because I know what y'all did with that whole situation. If they tell you that Roots Picnic and Yankee Stadium are coming at the same time, most of the New Yorkers are not copping Roots. So they essentially okey doked everyone thinking that was the thing. Whole time, I think as a unit, we kind of knew there was gonna at least be some type of Barclays Center show. You know what I mean? That we could pop out to. So in my mind, I'm like, I know I can't go to the Roots Picnic regardless. That's just not on it. That's never gonna happen for me. You know what I mean? At least for another 2 years, and we can circle back. We can talk about it. I got to do 2 more years. And then we can
got you, Jarvie.
I mean, so it was like, I will do the New York show. But I felt the way because it's like for the people who got geeked, like this is marketing 101. What happened there, and it was a bit of a finesse. We got to call it what it is.
Yeah.
Going to the Yankee Stadium show of it all, I'm annoyed because I wrapped my head around Reasonable 30. There was no talk about Blueprint. The initial rollout was a lot of remember the signage, all of that. A lot of reasonable talk. They were putting out little loosies on the DSPs and tying in other things, but it was leaning heavily with reasonable. I kind of resent the fact it's a first world problem. I want to make sure that it's clear. I kind of resent the fact that you're forcing people to choose between reasonable because everybody don't got it like that. You asking people to make rent payments for 2 nights at Yankee Stadium, essentially, right?
Yeah,
making people choose between reasonable and Blueprint. I was so locked into having a reasonable night, but at the same time, I can't say no to the Blueprint night. Blueprint is high school. It's so much moments and energy tied in the Blueprint that I know in my heart of hearts, as much as I want to see the reasonable show, I can't say no to the Blueprint show. So I'm like, the nerve of y'all to make us choose, okay? I want to get the negativity out of the way. I've gotten it out of the way. That being said, this is a flex. Yankee Stadium 2 nights. Deanie, I disagree with you. I'm with Senna, but I've been here. You're not gonna do all of these shows, create all of this energy, create all of this online traffic, and not have an album behind it. That'll be a waste of energy. To me, this is the perfect rollout. I understand what you're saying as far as like the 38 and 31, so on and so forth. But in the internet age, when you generate this much traffic and there's this much noise around your name, whether it's negatively or positively with lists and FBIs and et cetera, you gotta have music behind it. Unless he's doing the Super Bowl. Unless if he's doing the Super Bowl, then the album is dropping next year. But I don't see that for him. I feel like
the Super Bowl would be next year.
Yeah,
no?
that's
a long way to wait.
Then it makes sense that his album is going to drop next year. But I think with all the traffic and all the noise, whether negatively or positively around his name, I think the album is dropping late third quarter. I think it's going to be nice outside. The album is dropping, or it's going to be somewhere right after that weekend. It's going to be a lot of noise that weekend in New York City. Yeah. You got to think about not only the shows, but the party promoters having their vibes for the 30 and 40 crowd who going to still, because after the show, so you still going to want to be outside. It's going to be that weekend in New York, it's going to be a lot of energy in the city.
Start of summer?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Weekend after 4th of July, it's going to be hot as fuck. It's going to be big energy in New York for that. So I'm excited. I'm going to go to the Blueprint show, and I'm going to follow what Deanie has taught me over the past few years. When you really want to go to an expensive show, and Sin talked about it before we got on air, wait until a few days before the show shit, maybe even the day of the show. So there's going to be a desperate reseller, and that price is going to drop down to like $300, $350, somewhere around that vicinity.
Somebody can't make it.
And I will be in the building for that Blueprint show. Because the thing is, when he do take over at Yankee Stadium, I need that. Ask Nas, he don't want to with Hope.
No!
I need it. That's
God.
You know what I mean?
All right. It's been a good show, y'all. I gotta go.
It's all good, Sin. It's all good, Sin.
You know what I mean?
Like
But
the
not
Yankee hat more famous than the Yankee could. That's why I'm like, it's perfect.
Me, 17 years old, when that album dropped and everything that was going on, the Clue tapes, the freestyles, shutting down Hot 97's peak Dynasty era. I need all of that. I need it. You know what I mean? That's what I've been missing as a rap fan. Is just that. You know what I mean? And going back to J. Cole for a second, could you imagine like Rockefeller niggas not jumping that the rapper trying to get crazy with Jay? Like, where was the Dreamville niggas with this Kendrick shit? Why y'all ain't jump Kendrick for Cole? Because that's the era we came from. It wasn't thing. Niggas jumped in. Jungle was getting busy. Niggas was getting busy. D-Block niggas was getting that Beans and State Prop and vice versa. I just watch Cole get beat up.
It's just a crew. It's a whole crew of decent men, bro.
Come on, man. But niggas attack me on Instagram, but nevertheless. But it's like, bro, I need that. I need that energy. It's going to be a lot of people that's around between 38 and 40, 41, 42 who was really living that life, that high school New York, when they going to S&Ds, copping fits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know. Vibes. We the same age. You know what it is.
It's going the fits in the stadium going to be iconic. It's going to be some iconic fits, bro. It's going to be a lot of flavor in there, man. I think it's going to feel like a time. I really feel like that, man. It's going to be a moment, bro.
Oh man.
Night 2, Blueprint 25. I will be there, you know, and it's gonna be a nice little moment. Hopefully we can all be there and capture some footage, show it on the pod and whatnot, and really embellish another great moment. And it needs to be said, you know, getting back in my competitive vibes for a second. First of all, Sin, you a crazy guy throwing the diamond up because all of those burner accounts that ain't been using like over a year, they all gonna bust off.
I don't give a fuck about them, bro.
He gonna respond to himself from his other burner account. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Anyway, I'm excited for him to do Yankee Stadium 2 next because you know Hov was like this nigga over here during the King's Disease era, shutting down the fucking Garden out, pack Barclays out. Yep. So he gotta one up him. You know what I mean?
Praising him.
Stadium. So I see you and I raise you. So you know that means that guys gotta go City Field and say I see you and I raise you. You know what I mean? So I love it.
He couldn't go to Yankee Stadium for Hip Hop 50, huh?
That's the next biggest.
We couldn't see him for Hip Hop 50. Now he knows where Yankee Stadium is at. Now he knows the way to Yankee Stadium.
As you can see. Tell him now he ain't want to take the energy out the room for the rest of these people. You know what I mean? That's all that. You know what I mean?
Copy.
You know where Yankee Stadium is at now. I see.
Ladies, if you with it, just grind to the baseline. You know what I mean? The rain gonna start deflecting off the top of the stadium because the energy just gonna be too crazy. You know what I mean?
It'll rain, sleet, hail, snow. It's gonna be a movie in there.
It's gonna be like, yo, this guy beatboxing for 47 minutes. Nah, we're Hov at. You know what I mean? So
leaving the show at 2 a.m, 3 a.m.
Leave Dougie Fresh alone.
Relax. We joking. Like people don't be knowing that we really just be talking shit and they get emotional.
Shit.
You know?
So John, you doing you gonna try to do Blueprint night?
Yes, that was my mission.
Deanie, if you had to only choose one,
reasonable. Oh my god.
I mean, if y'all choose reasonable, I'm willing to get outvoted. You know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna be there dolly. You know, because Mace ain't going nowhere. So
it's tough.
Yo,
it's because
reasonable Javi.
Reasonable 30 is
what?
It's just
so
the word iconic
in possession, bro.
Enough. You know, Reasonable Doubt 30th anniversary in Yankee Stadium. Like hearing those songs in that venue is crazy, but the Blueprint is more sort of stadium-like.
It is
as an album,
no question.
Musically. You know what I mean? So it's tough to make that decision.
You don't know.
Oh no, I'm
split. You know what? I'm gonna recklessly speculate. You see Bleak doing his podcast, having all the old Rockefeller people on the pod. You've had Jazzo on the pod. I think Beans has already been on the pod. Freeway good with everybody.
Yeah,
there's a high probability that they probably gonna be on that stage at Yankee Stadium. bro.
And they're still touring, so everybody's in shape. And they even
You know
like
what I
trying to
mean?
find them, and
They,
everybody's still
they
rapping. Bro.
definitely hitting Philly. They definitely hitting the
Yeah,
Philly.
that's no question.
You know what I mean? You get a little rock
Gotcha.
mic. What we do is Petey
Ooh.
Crack busy. Can I get one for Petey? Can we just get the dynasty at Yankee Stadium? I need that.
Like,
You know what I
and then
mean?
it's like, who can he not bring out? Who gonna say no to Hov saying pop out on this day? Like it's just the possibilities are endless, bro. Like it's, I mean, from the Fat Joes to the Jada Kisses to the, you know what I'm saying? Like anybody New York-esque is pulling up, no question. It's really, it can go. Nas might fuck around and pull out. We really don't know, bro. Like it's the possibilities are endless.
But real quick, back to a point Dini made earlier. What I am concerned about is, especially for the Reasonable Doubt night, is people seeing Hov tickets and be like, at Yankee Stadium, I'm copping. You know what I mean? But either they're not old enough to remember Reasonable Doubt, they wasn't there for the music, or they're just, not really of the cloth, the ilk, but they just see like Jay-Z at Yankee Stadium.
I was there.
Oh, gosh, I got to go to that concert.
Yeah.
So the Reasonable Doubt night I'm concerned about, because that's not going to be his most famous music. It's not going to be his most anthems. And I'm wondering what the energy really is going to be like on that particular night with a crowd of people that we know are probably just there. A lot of people are going to be there for the clout, for Instagram. Exactly.
I can tell you like this, just based on text messages I've gotten independently about that Yankee Stadium shit. Them gentrifiers gonna be real uncomfortable that night. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because a lot of old New York is gonna be outside.
Man.
I'm gonna have to be careful. Bring your pepper sprays, you gentrifiers. This ain't no tourist event. You want to know what New York
energy combined.
Yikes. Okay. Hip Hop 50, we ain't see too many gentrifiers there.
Nah, at all.
This is true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's move on to the next topic. Our last topic of the night won't be too long. A little light conversation, because of course we love the underground here at the Rap Round Table, but in this case, the overground. This Friday, Stove God Cooks drops his album, fully produced by Swizz Beatz. Quite the pivot. So I think I saw a track list. I don't remember seeing Goat Stamp on there. So whatever he was trying to do with Goat Stamp, that's out. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Fully produced by Swizz Beatz, drops this Friday. I don't like the fact that there's not enough momentum behind it. I would have liked a visual of some kind, or a music video, more interviews. Maybe this week, maybe after this cold shit, we'll get you some more Stove talk and a visual before the album drops. But where are we at on the excitement level for this new Stove album? Dini, I'll come to you. Out of 10, give us your excitement level and what your expectations are for this album.
It's a 10. We've been waiting for this for a really long time. Like we got since Reasonable Drought, I think that was 2019. It's been a long time since he dropped the other joint on the low key, where you could purchase it directly through him, but that didn't ring off. This is setting the world on fire. First of all, I love the track listing. Like it plays out how I think a Stove God album would play out. It's giving me like movie-esque Brick vibes. Swizz on the beat, I can't lie. Like the joint, Welcome to My Garden is it's a forever song for me at this point. I'll be listening to this song when I'm like an 80-year-old dude just catching the vibe off of it. I think that what they did with that, the execution, the vibes, it's still lyrical, but it makes you want to move your shoulders. It's like it's checking off a lot of boxes. I feel like that's where Stove shines. We can still give you the street shit, but it's still got like it's so clean. You know what I'm saying? It's so dirty, but it's so clean. That's why I'm looking forward to it, man. I haven't heard some whip talk. Like the clips is the last batch of whip talk I really got to have.
You didn't really whip it up too crazy on Let God Sort Them Out, bro.
It's there, but it's a lot of family vibes, a lot of past, present turmoil shit from them. So I've been really looking forward to some Stove, and it's nice to see somebody that you actually musically fuck with. Actually, it seems like the momentum that I always felt he could have, that we always felt he could have, is actually catching up to him now. Between the interviews, between the pop outs, he's doing shows, like he's just doing a lot of shit that I feel like a nigga in his mode should be doing. A video would be dope, some visuals like you said, but in terms of where the music has been, in terms of where he's been, I'm really looking forward to this. And I think Swizz could use a boost, man. Swizz is one of them iconic niggas that we laugh at a lot, because you know what I'm saying. But Swizz is an icon, bro. You can't take away what Swizz did for the game, and I think the combination of these two, but with the New York sound, because remember this is Yonkers and this is upstate New York, you know, so we should be getting a nice beautiful combination of music, man. I'm looking forward to this. I'm 10 out of 10. I'm up, man.
10 out of 10.
I'm up. I need it.
10 out of 10. Wow.
I'm hyped, bro. I'm hyped.
Yowzers.
I'm hyped.
Talk to me, Sin.
All right. I'm not quite at a 10 out of 10. I might go right now 7.5, maybe 8 out of 10. All right. I'm gonna keep it conservative. With the combination of the two, I'm 9 out of 10 hype for Stove God. You know what I mean? But of course, Swizz is part of the equation, and I'm at about a 6 with Swizz because it's, you know, let's keep it a buck. It's Swizz. Like we don't have an awful lot of confidence of him in 2026, like producing an entire album, unless it's an entire album of Welcome to My Garden. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
If it's an entire album where Swizz just does that for the whole album, I'm here for it. You might get me at an 8 or 9. Now, if we're talking about a whole album with that vibe, and I'm looking at the track list right now.
Sounds
you know what I mean?
fire.
Starting off Casket Town, okay, all right. 3D brick printer. That's a crazy. What are you talking about? That's a crazy title, bro. Man. Powder white piano. Listen, man. Look, I'm not gonna get into private conversations, but like, you know, Job and I have talked, you know, offline about, you know, a certain time of year. You know what I mean? My vibrational frequencies have been a little bit low. I need this to have the energy to bring me back. You know what I mean? Bring my energy back up. And if Swizz can deliver what he did on Welcome to My Garden, and if I could think back at other Swizz productions that have been, you know, along that same sort of vein, I always think back on his joint with Nas, Echo. You know what I mean?
Fire.
There was a few, I can't remember right now, but there was a few other ones where it was like, oh, okay, Swizz, you know how to find yourself a dope ass loop, and you know how to loop that shit up real clean.
Dope on the Godfather Harlem soundtrack too. He had something that was fire too.
Shit. You know what I mean? Now, if he goes back to, you know, some of his Casio beats and like the same tired drums.
Damn, son.
I'm not trying to hear that from the Stove God album. I'm really not. You know what I mean? There's only so much that you can hear the same drum pattern every single time. But if he stays in that lane, Echo, you know, and the joint that he just released with Stove God, like
my God,
yeah, I'm in there. You know what I mean? That could get me up to an 8, 9 out of 10.
Okay. Right now, you know, if Welcome to My Garden doesn't happen and it sounds the way it sounds, where it wasn't just, you know, and I don't want to disrespect like the drumless loop producers, because some of those beats are hard. But to me, what Swizz did was like add like way more extra seasoning on a drumless situation. I wouldn't even call it a loop so much as it was just a drumless beat. It was a lot of seasoning, and it almost like it was like slow cooked even. Like, and the way Stove sounded on that, going from Goat Stamp and the response to it, and what we were told behind the scenes about Goat Stamp itself. If it's just Goat Stamp, I might be at a 6, you know. But hearing Welcome to My Garden, and I just get the sense that just based on being intentional, I don't think they give us that if that's not what the album is gonna be. I don't think we're gonna get those annoying drums. I think that Swizz Beatz knows that people are kind of tired of those drums.
I hope so.
You know what I mean?
I mean, he don't use them like he used to, bro.
I don't think that Stove God is a Swizz Beatz drums type of rapper. I don't think those worlds collide in the kind of way that it needs to happen. Because to me, like Welcome to My Garden is like you giving a guy like Stove a offense where he can score 40. So why would you put him in a situation where he's gonna give you that 140-point game and a bunch of 15 and 20s? No, 40 every time. That to me
sound like nothing that Swizz made.
It's like the next level of that drumless sound where you're not leaving the drumless world, like making people feel like jarred, like Ghost Samp. People felt like Ghost Samp was too much of a removal from the norm. To me, Welcome to My Garden is a level up of the norm to where people don't feel like fish out of water. And I think that album with those kind of sonics, the energy, the braggadociousness, the song titles that Sim was just talking about, to me, like I'm around like 8.59 because I my gut instinct is telling me that what we got from Welcome to My Garden, I think that Swizz might have found something, a new energy. You get what I mean? It's not just Stove. I think this is a new energy from Swizz. He found something, and he found a muse in Stove God that can really create something that can level up. And I think New York overall, especially that scene, I think that they're more open to leaning into songs or beats that are not so hard, rugged, dusty, you know what I mean? And getting back to more swag, get money music. You know, like I was talking to 183rd off the record, and he's been cooking up a lot of wavy type get money energy shit. We was at the Rome Streets and your old Droog show Friday night, Sin and I. So Rome debuted a new record that had that feeling, that real smooth, real bop type feeling. It wasn't another Derringer or Conductor beat. It had something that had a little vibe to it. So those guys in that world, they're starting to not necessarily leave the hard, super hard drumless beats, but they're inviting more smooth sounds that actually makes them sound better on than what they were doing to gain that popularity. So I think as they evolve, we're gonna get our city really sounding like money again, and that's a good thing for everybody. I'm excited. Give me 8.5 out of 10 on this excitement level. I think the album's gonna be heat. I think it's gonna be good car music for grown men. Good car music for grown men. You know what I mean? That's what I expect this album to be.
Yes.
You know?
Like that.
Cool.
Like I said, man, I would have never knew that was a Swizz beat prior to hearing that Swizz made the beat, bro. So
I just like the way, like to your point, Dini, the way that the sample breathes around Stove.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a generic loop. Like it feels like the sample is a feature on the song, but not in an old boy kind of a way, just like an active participant kind of a way. And there's a certain level of intentionality, I think, that like
it's grandiose, but it's still like compact. You know what I'm saying? It don't overshadow Stove, basically. It highlights Stove so well.
Yes.
And let's hope what you're saying, Jaw, in sort of finding Stove God finding a muse, or even vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, let's hope that really is the case. Like we saw, again, going back to Nas and Hit Boy and that whole run. You know, at first when we first heard about it, we was like, oh, all right, maybe it could work. We're not sure though. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that this is another example of like two, like an artist and producer finding each other at the right place at the right time, and making beautiful music together.
That part right there. Let's get to these super chats, bro. There's quite a few of them. Shout out to Melody Man who helped us hit our super chat goal, and he got to join us. Again, whatever number we set that goal to, if you're the person who are the person that connects with that goal, you will get some airtime with us on the panel. So, you know what I mean? Week in and week out, we're going to be doing these super chat goals as a means of course, generating revenue for the platform, but as a means of also connecting with our audience as well. So, shout out Melon the Man. He was the first one to break through today. He was on the panel for like about 5 or 10 minutes, got some takes off, gave us some history with North Carolina, and, told us he was a co-fan and sees both sides of the argument. And that's the type of things that we like.
Yep.
Facts.
Toast God, first super chat. He says, Cole pulled a Port Antonio in pod form. Woof. Jeremy Cole, $5 holla, says, Cole's too nice for his own good. Doc gonna bomb on him next drop. This passive, we are the world BS ain't it. Woof.
It ain't, bro.
Humble Bragger, $5 holla, says, Doc should have never spared him on GNX. You know them sensitive lines were about him. Made a so-called go beg for forgiveness. Damn. Yeah. The reason his wife cried is because she realized she married a coward. Damn. Don't do that, Jeremy.
Yeah, man.
Don't do that.
Oh, you get
name that I'm putting on wax. That's a lawsuit to Cam. Was also low key a Drake dig, which is also confusing because I thought that he was a mature, peaceful guy. I think that whole thing is Cole playing both sides. I don't even think there was really a lawsuit for real. I think that was all part of the marketing. That's my opinion anyway. It's too easy, says Cole is on an interview press room, but still acting like Port Antonio doesn't exist. Why would Doc piece it up with that guy? He's still throwing shots. We said this month ago, year ago, even. You know, but we're just haters. You know what I mean? T-Max, $20 holler for the love. Love the T-Max. You know, Just Gwen pulling up. Salute, fellas. I've been waiting on this one. I've been going back and forth with Cole fans all day. Gwen, you're making a choice with your mental health going back and forth with the Cole fans all day.
Your sanity, beloved spirit.
You know, Gwen again says love Nadeska, but nothing on Port. Apologize. Yeah, you're right.
She right.
Love to Nadeska. She don't deserve no slander. I'm standing behind Nadeska on that one. Ultimate Singer $10 says an early forced apology usually stems from a desire for conflict avoidance rather than genuine remorse. It is a social shortcut used to de-escalate tension or escape discomfort quickly. Yeah. But, but yeah, like honestly, where we're from in New York, usually when you do some BS and you try to apologize behind it, you still get jumped anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen it. You know, like ain't on my bad. Yeah. You did. What about all the shit you did before the my bad? You getting beat up. Jermaine L. Johnson says Cole didn't even say anything that should bother his spirit. Exactly. Just some regular rap battle bars. There was no slander about Dot's family or anything. Again, it was back. That was the first time niggas was calling. You know what? Maybe he caught a flashback to his early career era when certain niggas was fronting on him, and now he finally got them to respect him, and they went back fronting on him. Maybe he had a flashback to that.
Anything to get the game back right, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Gwen again says 7-minute drill makes Cole move different if it was gassed. Yeah, of course.
Talk about it.
If the arguable best rapper in the world drops a diss record on the guy everyone says is the best and he cooks him, and everyone the whole weekend on the socials, his peers, whatever, saying, yo, that was fire, Cole gotta come outside. You think he takes it back? Absolutely not.
Not at all.
It's too easy, says his wife cried because Cole was one. I know you ain't laughing from her having it with Dot Bar too. You always rapping about his joints and college.
Yo.
By proxy, she would have been body too. Damn. Y'all leave this Cole fault because you shouldn't even have made a conversation piece. You know what
exactly.
I mean? Just Gwen says his kid was in his ears and shit on Dot per Wayno. Shout out Wayno. Wayno been holding
Wayno, man.
Holding it down for Cole. Shout out Wayno. Raphael says you're super sticker. No worries. Shout out Raphael, $5 for the love.
Ooh.
Ultimate Singer says Cole is not really sorry. It was a premature apology. Cole has shown he battles with decisions for some time. What he felt in the midst of, is this person like a psychology major or some shit? What he felt remorseful for Dot, which is why the Apollo was off. I guess, you know what I mean? He shouldn't take out of it then. Or he shouldn't have revisited this conversation. How about that? Great combo, fellas. Any word on the Stove God project? We just talked about it.
It's good.
Shout out. He sent it at 8:21. That was a little
it's a while ago.
Yeah. Illy Philly 215 says Cole is a talented Mr. Ripley, a soft, tormented weirdo.
Woof. Damn.
Woof. T-Mac, that's $5 for the love. Much love.
Mac.
Too Easy says Cole and Drake really didn't expect Dot to be that level of crash out. Their missteps got them cooked. They thought he was slow to create and was a good kid. This just means that Cole's friendship angle don't make sense either, FYI, if that's what you think. I think niggas knew Kenny was a crash. Kenny been crashing out. What are we talking about?
Been crashing out.
Wake up and crash. If you listen to Kendrick Lamar raps, the crash out been there.
Whole time.
Control was damn near a crash out.
And we've heard the crash out. You know what I mean? Melon the Man says from North Carolina, and I'm even tired of J. Cole moonwalking. Fonte to go to North Carolina anyway. Cole is nice, but Fonte makes the better albums in my opinion. Interesting. That's a take. That's a music take, right?
Mel.
T-Mac again. Cam plus lesser Lamar equal promo. Okay, Cole apologized for a 7-minute drill equal kitty cat. Now it's about rewriting history. We're gonna love his explanation for Port Antonio. He's never gonna talk about Port Antonio. Mike H says, I'm actually waiting on Iceman. Had minimal interest in hearing Cole's last album. Drake actually took part in a notorious chapter in hip hop. Yeah, credit where it's due, you know. Credit where he ain't running side. He ain't running side when niggas was calling him a colonizer, bro. He stayed outside. You got to give him credit for that. Whether you like him or don't like him, he stayed outside when he got called a colonizer. The other guy ran and let him get jumped by the whole neighborhood. He ain't even help him fight. Toast God, $5 Hot says, Kobe lying. He was right on stage singing back to back with Drake. Exactly.
Just seen that today.
You know shit right when it's me, right? Just Square says, how hard is it to say I love both of them, but I lost my ability to speak on things past my own part when I bowed out? That's all Cole needed to say. I mean, there's a lot of things he could have said. He needed a team. Does he not have a PR team that teaches him this shit?
Likely.
Yeah, I need help that man.
And Toast God says, Cole a type that could have go to the candy lady. Damn. Damn.
That's a mean thing. If you know what that statement means, you know what it means, big.
Oh man,
this wasn't good outside.
He says Cole deleted 7-minute drill long before Drake and Kendrick dropped anything. The only way he knew it was personal because his bars were Cole's a fraud. Well, he felt the way about that Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers album. We know that. N. Simons 0293 says, do you guys consider the Cole Kendrick Black Friday songs them competing against each other? Maybe.
Yeah.
Competing don't mean conflict all the time.
Definitely trying to have the better verse.
Right.
Yeah.
Miss Peaches says, wasn't Kendrick's Control verse a response to Drake and Cole's Jodeci freestyle over MTV's hottest MCs list? Both was taking shots at Kendrick. That was competitive rap. I don't even look at that as shots. That was the nice guys drawing that line in the sand. They were separating from the pack and competing, you know? It's over the years, it's gotten personal though. J Double says he's not playing both sides. He really wants Drake to win. Kendrick was on the spot. Yeah, I can see that too. First person shooter speaks to that.
Yeah.
Which we spoke to. If you pushing Kendrick out the way, he not gonna appreciate that. Lo and behold, greatest battle of all time. Jermaine L. Johnson says them American Express bills is gonna be bananas if I decide to go to the Reasonable Doubt night and the Blueprint night, but I might have to do it. Let me hold $1, Jermaine.
Yeah, you getting it, dog. I'm trying to be like you.
The check-in report says the anniversary for Best of Both Worlds album is coming up. Jay should do a show for that. Maybe Kels could pop out for one night.
No, shit, God.
He don't like Hope. You know what I mean? Dia says, glad I copped Philly ticks. Tried to do the Yankee pre-sale today and have 500K people ahead of me.
Good.
Then they kicked me out of the queue. This is for all the people who said it when whole job album, nobody gonna listen. They was trying to say it, and I was like, nah, they gonna do a number the first week. And they was like, no, you're not. Well, a million niggas trying to buy tickets should tell you everything you need to know about that.
Thanks.
J Mac 8421 says, I'm not paying over $1,000 to watch someone perform unless someone resurrects Pac or MJ. Don't get mad when Jay drops a spoken word album on y'all. I mean, he might, you know.
That is the last thing we have to go on.
That's crazy.
Leroy Green said that it has the spoken word was tied into the movie that it was related to, and I know that. But even if it was tied into the scene and we know that it was, it's still whack. We don't want that from Sean Carter. Sorry. Last but not least, should Hov have an ensemble of producers or one? Ensemble,
absolutely.
Flavors.
Some of his best work.
He's never been a one producer guy.
Right, exactly.
Oh, sorry, except for No ID. No ID did all of 444.
That was 444, right?
Yeah.
So that shit in the garbage.
Thank you, John.
You know what I mean? They need a balance. That's the end of the super chat. Shout out to y'all for raining down that paper with love for your guys.
Love it.
Great live, great bill. You know what I mean? But it's time for us to go back to our regularly scheduled life programs. So D need a balance. Take us home.
To each and every one of you amazing people, whether watching live or on a spin back, you already know what it is, man. Hit the like button, swipe, hype, tell a friend to tell a friend. We do this here for y'all, man. Shout out to Jarvie. Shout out to Sincere, the rap snob. Shout out to Macito. He ain't here with us right now, but he's always with us. You know the vibes. I'm D, the balance of the force, and with our powers combined, it's the Rap Roundtable Monday Night Raw. You dig? We out of here.
Yes, sir. See y'all next Monday.
Love.